mean, it's wordplay. This ain't to make friends. You ready?
Yeah.
I'm ready for another close-up, Mr. DeVille. Welcome to Wordplay Podcast, episode 63.
Yep.
I am your host, Dre Parker, and as always, by my side, Big J.
What up?
And today we got one of the homies, Neek, with us. What's up, Neek?
What's going on?
You good?
I'm good. How y'all doing?
You ready to pod?
I'm here.
You ready to feel the vibes?
Yeah, I'm
Good
feeling
vibes
already.
only, nigga.
Now we're gonna start the show off a little different this week. Nipsey Hussle was shot and killed earlier this week. So we're all still pretty much in mourning for that. He was gunned down in front of his store, The Marathon, in LA. What was it, Monday?
No, Sunday.
Sunday. Yeah, it was. It was Sunday. Mm-hmm. Shit's crazy.
Yeah, that shit fucked up.
Nigga shedded a tear.
Real tears.
It's most unfortunate.
Yeah.
It's a lot of things we want to discuss, that I want to discuss on that. I want to get y'all take on it.
Yeah.
First off, shouts out to his family, his kids, because one of his kids was there. It's just a lot, man. It's a lot to unpack. I don't want to cry, but I'm like hurt because this is a person that I really fucked with as an individual outside of music.
Right.
Like the nigga did a lot of stand up shit, took care of his community, only to die by his community.
Yeah.
So, where y'all want to start with it? Any questions or anything y'all want to pick off from? Okay, so the person who shot him is in jail awaiting trial.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. His name is Eric Holder.
You can write that nigga, send that nigga bombs,
All that
anthrax in the mail, however you want to play it.
Yeah, for real. If they don't get him in jail already.
I was about to say, if he lasts in that mug too long, you know.
I want to talk about that a little bit, about him lasting. You know, I had a conversation earlier off bail. So if y'all been on social media, y'all seen the storm. You had people talking about government shit, Dr. Sebi, the documentary, all that shit.
Yeah.
Not for one second that I believed that it was some government conspiracy shit. I think we give the government a little too much credit into that shit.
I don't think so.
What, as far as that?
I don't think. I'm not just talking about this situation, but I don't think the whole we get the government too much. Nah, man, the government did some dirty junk. Like,
no, they have. No, I don't take nothing away from them.
Yeah, nah, but this situation, I get what you're saying, but nah. Like,
anytime a nigga die,
dirtbag junk.
They equate that to the government doing the killing.
That's all they for at the end of the day.
And this shit, as far as with this case, a lot of people was like seeing it that way though, because Left Eye, you know what I'm saying, when she started going, you know, fucking around with Sebi teachings and shit like that, then shit started to happen. But I don't think it's that just because of the situation of who it was.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's gang shit. Like,
off bail. We called that shit off bail. Me and Jay had private conversations off camera because we both were distraught about the shit. And I instantly thought, like, nigga, that's some gang shit.
Yeah, it's always the people that's closest to you that got that accessibility. Yeah, so that's why I feel like it was. It was a situation where he was fucking with the hood and the hood wasn't fucking with him for real.
Nah, it wasn't even that. It was just this particular. It's in this situation. Unfortunately, it's just jealousy. Because if anybody from California or from LA for that matter, or from South Central for that matter, everybody always say like Nipsey was like God to that neighborhood, whether it's Blood or Crip. Like this situation just happened to be just an individual who had some spiteful illness, jealousy towards this man. Yeah. But nobody, like even the brother said in the interview, like nobody in their right mind would come in this hood and kill him. That's Blood, Crip, it don't matter. Just because of the respect that everybody had for him. Yeah. So this just the shit, that's the female emotion that he feeling. That's really what that was.
Now I want to, because let's give people a little more background. Nipsey normally moves with security. Yeah. But on this particular day he gave his security the time off.
Yeah, because he was going to meet. Yeah, his homeboy that just got released from jail from 20 years. So
from 20 years, he was going to.
He ain't had no clothes and shit for real, so he went to go lace him basically.
So saying that, how did my man know Nipsey was gonna be up there without security?
Cause he be up there 3-4 days out the week.
Who, my man's?
Nipsey be at the store at least 3
But
to
he
5 days.
normally
out
have
there.
security.
Yep.
But on this day, a Sunday, which he normally don't go up there, the only reason he was going up there was
It's
because
for
of
him,
dog.
yeah.
So in my mind,
Somebody
made a call.
this is what I'm saying. I don't really understand gang culture. We are from Detroit, and we don't really fuck with that gang culture like that.
Yeah.
But when somebody move a certain way,
Somebody got to know.
in order to get to that person, it's always an inside job.
Yeah.
Okay, so and I don't know, dog. I don't know nothing of how that Crip shit work. But one thing I know is from the people is that you can't kill another Crip. It has to be like you have to go to the OGs, and the OGs have to say okay or
See,
no.
but that's the old way of thinking though. Now you got all of these kids that's growing up. Them nigga radical and they don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Right.
All the rules and the OGs and shit
That's
go out the window. They don't give a fuck about none of that. So what it could be is it could be like this person is like a representation of a small group of people that feel a certain type of way about Nipsey in their neighborhood. So he could just be like voicing like, you know what I'm saying, how he feel about certain shit as far as like, I ain't no snitch. Because it's all...
So to tell them about, because you just say I ain't no snitch. So give them the...
Basically, they saying that the confrontation that Nip and my man's had was over Nip telling him, like, you can't be around here because we heard you snitching.
Right.
So as far as that go, if my man's ain't no snitch, that's another thing I thought about. Because if somebody really, like, when you playing with that snitch shit, like saying that, that's big. Especially in that gang culture.
Right.
Because he could have died that night if everybody felt like that.
Right. And if he a snitch, why he still walking around?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So he could have took that, like, he might have not snitched. And he could have took that, you know what I'm saying, and be like, nah, I got to...
Ultimate disrespect.
Yeah, so... But we don't know how the situation exactly went, so we only can speculate, but...
In my mind, bro, I just believe that my man's who he was going to look out for. I'm sure he was also a Crip.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure too, but 20 years here.
He was a Crip. And he knew where Nipsey was going to be because Nipsey was going to be there because of him. So how am I to not know if this nigga done put the call in? Like, yeah, he finna... Well,
but then what do it benefit him if you help him?
Because if it's an OG call... So I'm looking at all this shit. Like, yeah, so I guess whatever neighborhood... What is it, Crenshaw?
Yeah.
The neighborhood. At some point in time, like, it wasn't good. It was a fucked up neighborhood.
Yeah.
Can I assume that?
I mean, Nipsey started off selling drugs in that plaza before he even bought anything.
Boom. So now you're legitimizing his neighborhood. Can't nobody get no money over there no more.
Yeah.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying?
And then
now you doing good.
He was meeting with the police the next day.
You doing, but niggas don't want that.
Exactly.
Especially the young niggas.
Yeah.
That's what led me to believe that it was some gang shit. Like, dog gotta go, bro, because he doing some shit that none of us is gonna benefit from other than him.
Nah, it's the regular people will benefit, not the streets as far as the hood.
We're the streets, though. We don't give a fuck about the regular
streets
people.
need the regular people to stay on drugs and stay doing bad.
Exactly.
You is our money, so that makes sense. I ain't even never thought of it.
That's how I'm looking at it. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, again, I'm not a gang member and I don't understand gang culture. But from the shit that I read, and then being from the hood and how shit work, anytime if we rolling this some goofy ass nigga down the street making a block high,
we gotta go handle.
I gotta go handle that because I can't eat over here when you doing fuck shit. Even though the stuff Nipsey was doing wasn't fuck shit, but because it's taking food out of their mouth,
it was drawing the wrong attention by the police because now we got this corner productive and people coming in spending money. We got to make sure it's safe.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
I'm not even gonna put it past that. The LAPD was not necessarily involved, but they knew that it was going to happen. Because I believe that it's Crip gang members in the LAPD. Yeah. You can't you can't tell me that, nigga. Like, I'm just not going to believe that. You know what I mean?
They in the prison system and everything.
All that. They Crip. I knew, because like I said, if that was the situation, if a nigga, you put the call in, OG say, yeah, we got to take care of dog, y'all knew about it. Y'all knew that was going to happen. So I'm not even excluding the LAPD out of that. But that's a whole nother conversation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying that's how I played it out. I never thought it was no government conspiracy shit. Because again, yes, you was finna put out this documentary about Dr. Sebi and, you know, about the holistic healing. All that information is public.
I was just about to say, they still got Sebi videos on YouTube
you can
right now.
fucking Google that shit. Ain't nobody die from that shit.
Yeah. And then if you really think about it, Jay-Z and Rock Nation was helping him on it. They the money man. So if you really wanted the documentary to stop, you
cut
could go
the head
after
off the
Jay-Z.
snake.
Yeah.
I think it still would have continued anyway.
Yeah, it would
know
have, because everything is in the process already.
But I feel like, shouts out to Nick Cannon, him coming out and saying, I'm going to finish your work and this and that for it. Like, it made people run with that government conspiracy thing because you came in like, nigga, this because they killed you for it, I'm going to finish it. Like, and I think people was running with that, but that let me know people was really hurt because people was trying to figure out what the fuck happened.
Yeah, they was grasping at anything to
make
justify
it make sense.
Yeah.
But the beautiful thing with it, like, aside from that, like, I made a post like the next day because everybody was going so hard at the conspiracy people. I'm like, listen, it's some good in this. Like, regardless of if you feel like the government did or if you feel like they didn't, the good thing is more searches of Dr. Sebi happened in them 2 days than it's ever happened. So that means multiple people got educated, multiple people went and found out information that even though it was public, we this generation, we got more access to everything, and we got smartphones, dumb people. Yeah. So
for real,
I tell my students that all the time, like, you don't use your phone for what you need to use it for.
Right.
So that opportunity to not only expand Dr. Sebi's teachings, but how much did his streaming go up? Did Nipsey streaming go up?
Yeah, he went to number 2 on iTunes.
Listen, so he all about giving game, right? He got albums of just free game. Like, so that's more information that people didn't retain. So I'm like, regardless of how we feel about the conspiracy, a lot of good came out of it. Regardless of if you think it's the dumbest junk in the world, like, it worked out. So hey, it is what it is for me.
As a people, I hate that the fact that death is probably one of the main things that teach us about shit.
Yeah.
I hate, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the shit that fucked me up. Like, the fact that Nipsey died, y'all niggas decided to be woke. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you could have been like this, like, why him losing his life is what make you know what I'm saying? Like, looking at shit and shit like that.
I mean, because most of us, just everybody in this world, it takes for us to lose something to realize how good it was, or the situation, anything like relationships.
It just take you to a different. I just made a post about this. I lost my sister in like January. My sister was 28 years old. Now, I done lost a lot of people. Like, tomorrow I'm coming up on the anniversary of I watched my granddad take his last breath last year. So I done dealt with death since I was probably 8, 9 years old, like constantly. But losing a sibling, that's a different type of, you know what I'm saying? So death make you deal with, especially when death come a different kind of way, like, and they come randomly. Nipsey was well, nobody expecting Nipsey to get his head blew off like that. Like, he ain't active in the streets no more. He ain't doing no, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like, it kind of hit, and somebody that's that positive. Yeah. I was talking to my cousin, like, man, somebody with his background, we got Jay-Z, we got Diddy, we got these niggas who done transformed into these multimillionaires, and they got on suits, and they in the boardrooms. I said Nipsey was all of them, we know they're millionaires, right? Right. Yeah. How many out of all of them do we know how they became millionaires?
Not verbatim.
No, not off bat.
I said Nipsey gave us step by step. Album by album. Who else did that? So I'm like, for what he was doing in his community at his age with his background, he was rare, man. Like, he was a rare breed.
And like you said, he went beyond the community at that point because he touched us. Yeah. Like, for us to be feeling that shit like that, I mean, he imprinted the world, nigga. Yeah. So,
and the music was dope.
Definitely.
That too.
Good vibe.
I was talking to somebody earlier about the shit, and because we 30, and we were alive when we were alive when Pac died.
Yeah, Tupac died.
But I didn't feel a way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I feel like if my pops and all them, like, nigga, like, now I understand how they felt because my Tupac passed away.
Facts.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
At 33. That shit. I mean, it's just a fucked up situation all around. I'm glad you mentioned Post because I saw a lot of goofy ass shit on top of the government conspiracy shit.
Yeah.
But I saw a lot of motherfuckers like, y'all niggas dick sucking and so on and so forth. And before we get into that, I want to shout out to everybody that participated in the Nipsey Hussle visual down. No problems.
It was so
it was love.
Down
like
there,
you was down there.
I went down there.
Tell us what the vibes was.
Listen,
like,
just it was love, like and genuine hurt. Like everybody was on the same page. Like, bro, this is somebody who was for the community, even if it wasn't our specific community. He was for the culture. Like when you hear it for the culture, that's Nipsey. So that was a beautiful vibe. Like you said, it was no problems. Police came and blocked off the street, but they wasn't walking around all hostile, like waiting for nothing to happen. They just let people mourn. It was different different candle setups in different spots, but it was beautiful, man. Yeah. It was super beautiful. But
shouts out to everybody that went down there for that shit, man. Like that shit, that was dope as fuck. And there was a lot of them too. Like they did it in New York, they did it in Chicago, I think.
Miami just had one like yesterday.
In New York.
Yeah, that shit, that was dope as hell.
Yeah, it was.
Like, I'm not even sure, because like I said, I don't remember, but I'm not even sure if Pac and Biggie got that same treatment.
No, Biggie did.
Biggie did, yeah.
Like, nigga, they closed 2 blocks and like
I'm talking about
they was on
all nationwide.
Yeah, I'm talking about nationwide. Like that kind of.
I don't think either one of them did. For his neighborhood, for big neighborhood, he shut New York out. Yeah. But as far as a nationwide impact, I don't think another artist didn't experience that.
Well, that's different, bro. You can't compare.
No, it's about the same. Michael Jackson.
Mike shit affected the world,
listen.
and the stars.
Listen, my whole family cried. Like
shit. When Mike died, we went down to Motown. Nigga. We was out in Hitsville, bitch, and out there wilding, nigga. That just lit.
Group.
I mean, it's still a few things I want to touch on with this Nipsey shit. So, I want to talk about the fact that his son was there.
Yeah.
How old is his son?
I didn't know that. I thought his daughter was there.
One of his children was there?
Yeah, I think it was the daughter.
I thought it was his son.
I thought it was his son too. But they was showing the pictures and shit of the son with him, like a couple like minutes or like an hour or two before the shit happened.
His son was with him.
Yeah, his son.
That got to be the most eerie shit in the fucking world.
What, for his son to be there?
Yeah.
Man.
Like your son would never forget that.
I mean, he 2 right now. So I just coming from like I have a little cousin who watched his father, you know what I'm saying, take his last couple breaths after getting shot. So just when you that young, you see it, but I don't think the magnitude of it really hits you until you get a little older. In
this day and age, and the fact that he's beloved so much, his son will never get away from that.
No.
Every single year he's gonna be reminded of that.
And I read a study that kids, like, they feel that trauma. They might not remember it verbatim, but that trauma stays with them even if they like months old. So they said like it's ways for like it can affect them.
I think it is.
Not having your daddy in general, I think
for real. Mm-hmm.
I had a homeboy that shit happened to, and shit, he was probably maybe 16 at the time, 17. I think we was all, because we all the same age. His daddy, niggas pulled up on him, blew his daddy head off with a K. He was standing right next to him. Pulled the fuck off. That nigga ain't been right since.
How can you be right? Like, what? Man.
Like, since, nigga. Like, he cool, you know what I'm saying? But that shit there, he got the fuck on. He ain't even live here no more.
What about them? I ain't going to bring that on.
Yeah. That shit, I mean, it just, like I said, that shit just all fucked up, man. I never, other than Michael Jackson, I never felt a way like that about an artist.
I was a huge Whitney fan, so when Whitney left up out of here, I was
fucked up.
I think this was my first time. I ain't really feel like that about Mike or Whitney for real.
I was sick about Whitney, so this probably like my third time because Whitney hurt me. But,
I mean, I didn't cry for Mike. I felt bad, but I didn't cry for him.
I think if something happened to Wayne, God forbid, I think that'll fuck you up.
Yeah, it definitely would. Prince really didn't do nothing for me.
Nah, I ain't really mess with Prince.
No, I was fucked up with Prince, but not like I feel now.
Yeah, exactly. I
but I definitely blast Purple Rain.
You sick.
when I found out Prince was out of here, nigga, I was Purple Rained out.
You sick. My Prince song is probably Erotic City. That junk bang.
Like but when you hear Purple Rain,
I'm not a Purple Rain fan.
I think the movie did it.
The song, nigga.
No, I'm saying I think the movie.
That shit's gonna make you cry, nigga. Like that shit is just epic, nigga. Like
every song they played in the movie is kind of like epic.
Dope.
That's a depressing ass movie.
It is.
First of all, the movie dark half of the movie. Let's just get that out the way.
It was a vibe.
He riding the motorcycle in the dark half of the movie.
It's a vibe.
It's very depressing.
naked bitches
That's the
swimming and
vibe.
shit. Man, let's get back to Nipsey because I don't want to.
Going to some funny shit. Yeah.
I don't want to keep the mood like dim like this. But like I said, was it anything else y'all wanted to touch on as far as Nipsey?
What can we do to prevent stuff like this from happening? As far as like,
Damn.
you know what I'm saying? Like,
So
us valuing the people that's doing good shit for us and that's trying to like progress us.
Yeah.
How can we protect those people and how can we get through to like the hood? We got to boost those people up. We can't let shit happen to them. We got to do it kind of like how Muslims did back in the day, where they protect their people. Like, nigga, we walking through here, ain't shit happening to this motherfucker.
From what I believe, the fact that I believe that it was some internal shit with that blue side, it was inevitable because of that background. You know what I'm saying? That it was inevitable. I don't think we could have done anything.
It was hood
about
politics.
That. Hood politics.
Yeah.
Certain shit. That's what it is. What it is. So, and I'm glad you asked that because when it happened, the first thing I instantly thought of was Boosie. When Boosie said that shit, that most rappers get killed in their own city. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it fucked me up because it's like you damned if you do, damned if you don't. Because if you pop off and you decide to go on to another city and then you start building there, the people back home, they gonna hate you. But if you stay there and build shit up there, you a risk.
Yeah.
So I'm damn if I do, damn if I don't.
But you gotta realize they're gonna hate you regardless because you got more than them.
Right.
So you can't get away from that shit.
That's the crab in the bucket. It go back to what we was talking about earlier. Like the worst thing in the world is to be ignorant and angry.
Yeah.
So when you got both of them, that's a bad combination. So I feel like the more you continue to pour into because these young kids, they don't care. Like they don't have no consequences, no mental about what's right and what's wrong. I told my students the situation at Fitzgerald, the young lady who stabbed the other girl.
Yeah, I seen that.
I said, when you this young, you don't have your brain not fully developed. So you don't really know, like, the consequences of what you do. You just mad in the moment. Yeah. So I said, she's 17 years old right now. Right now, she mad at the world. She don't care, nigga. You took my boyfriend. So this how I'm feeling, right? Yeah. This how she feeling still. Right now, to this day, this girl dead and gone. I said about 22, 23, when she's still sitting in that cell, it's going to smack her like a brick wall, like, because now you old enough to realize, like, bro, it wasn't even no point for that. Like,
yeah, but at the same time, time stops in there. And every person that have been to the pen tell me that. So if her mentality is what her mentality is when she go in there, whatever time she gonna do, is she gonna have the same mentality when she get out. Maybe a few different things, but time stops it there.
Did she get life?
She gonna get life. They still on trial for her.
So with that, though, I understand what you're saying because, like you say, time stops in jail. But when it's a thing where it's set in that it's no going home. This is your life.
Oh
now.
Yeah, that's it.
The OG women in there they're gonna sit down because she's gonna be wild and they're gonna get her together.
She's gonna play jail politics, but that doesn't mean
what
she's
I'm saying
gonna
is they gonna
mentally wake up and say what she did.
It ain't a wake up moment. It's a maturity moment.
Yeah,
she's 17.
Because of what the situation was for.
She moved out of all emotion.
Yeah, it was petty as fuck.
It was all emotion.
Petty as petty, bro.
Petty as fuck.
She brought the kitchen knife from home too.
So this was premeditated. Yeah. She's going to jail.
But this is the psyche of a kid, though.
A teenager. Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like, it don't weigh out to be the same. Like that 40, is not the action for that.
At 40, probably. But at 23, 24?
I think 23, shit's gonna start hitting her. Like, Brian had...
Because that jail politics shit, like, we know people that done spent a long periods of time in jail.
Yeah.
And the whole thing is, when I get up in that motherfucker, I'm in that motherfucker. And especially if this is my house, I gotta play what's going on in this bitch. I'm not thinking about what the fuck I did to get in here. Maybe at 40, maybe, after 10, 15 years, yeah, maybe.
No,
but you playing up games in there.
It's just going to get to a point where you realize that you're not the same person that you were when you first originally came here. So then you're going to realize and be like, I'm not that no more. I should be able to go home. But the reason you can't go home is because you made a dumbass decision.
At 17.
So then that's where it set in, like, I'm here because of me. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I have to change something in me to make sure I'm a better person moving forward.
Right.
So I feel like that's going to kick in early. Like, when you got life, bro, that shit gonna set in. Like, I ain't going home, so I have to figure out what the fuck going on.
Yeah.
She don't even get to finish high school, and you're like, this. She
And
don't
then
get no
culture shock
prom,
of
she don't
being
get none of
a
that.
fucking
Like,
teenager in a decent ass, cushy ass household where you can go and come as you please. You eating, going in the refrigerator whenever you want to you got this little box. You ain't eating when you want to. You ain't got, especially if somebody ain't. And then the way they do it is like commissary and shit. So you know she ain't gonna be able to spend. That shit gonna take a toll on her.
Okay,
bro.
so I'm glad y'all brought that part up because it made me think about consequences to actions. Now we talked earlier. I don't know Nipsey Hussle's background, but it's a couple things that I've learned in my 30 years on this planet that I'm still learning. Everything you do in this world will come back in some way, shape, or form.
it's funny.
You're gonna have to answer for the shit that you did. Period. You know what I mean? I don't know what his background is. I know he was a gang member, and I'm pretty sure he's done work before, put work in, because he was respected as a gang member. Okay? So I don't know.
It's funny you said that though, cause I was watching one of his interviews recently, and he was saying like, he's big on energy. He like, so if you got all this negative energy and that's what you putting all your time into is being negative, you know what I'm saying? You gonna have to pay for that negative that you put out. So he like, I done did a lot of negative.
Okay.
So now this is why you see me put so much positive energy into what I'm trying to do, because I done did that, you know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to he like, you can't reverse your karma, but you can try to your best to
override the negative,
override it with positive energy. But I agree, it could all be just a kind of a turntable with his past life just coming back to kind of bite him in the butt.
Because really, if you think about it, you know, this is a person. Like, we've seen the pictures. This is a person the person that killed Nip was close to Nip at one point. You feel what I'm saying?
I seen the internet do all they digging. I seen them pull up pictures from like old ass pictures with him in the picture.
And hanging. Yeah. Fuck, this my guy.
I can't stand the internet.
That is the epitome.
I can't stand it.
That is the epitome when we talk about your past coming to your present.
Yeah.
That's exactly what the fuck that is. It's fucked up. But that's what that is. A nigga from your past affected your present. Fucked up as it is, but this is why
I don't like to look at it like that, but go ahead.
But I mean, I'm just being honest.
I know it's real shit.
You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. I've lost people that I love that changed their life. But I knew they did some fuck shit back in the day. And they told me out their mouth that one day I'm going to have to answer for that. You feel what I'm saying? I don't know when it's going to come. I don't know how it's going to come, but it's going to come and I'm going to have to answer for that.
And that's when,
You feel what I'm saying? It's fucked up, bro, but it make you, I'm not going to say necessarily make you want to be a good person because then you're not doing it for the right reasons.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it should make you think about
it make you cognizant
what you do.
Yeah, the shit you put out in the
You feel what I'm saying?
Where,
that's why when, sometimes I'm like, nah. You feel what I'm saying? Because we doing this. We can't go that way. Because if we go that way and we get away with it, we're going to have to deal with that shit one day. You feel what I'm saying? And it's going to happen when we at the top. And we got a lot to lose. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Bill Cosby. Same concept.
Jesus Christ.
You got to answer for that shit.
Yeah. R. Kelly.
Kels.
I knew it was
all
coming.
that.
I knew it was coming.
You know what I'm saying? All the motherfuckers, man.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of, not trying to be racist, you know what I'm saying? But the black people, it usually happens to the individual. But when white people do it, it happens to their kids. You know what I'm saying?
What you mean?
Because my wife works in pediatrics, and I see a lot of white kids come through there, and they be fucked up with shit I ain't never even heard of.
Right.
Like, what the fuck? Like, because we get chickenpox in the hood. Like, they be having some shit that causes holes in their skin. What the fuck is that? Or little kids 9 years old getting stage 7 cancer. Like, how? I just feel like that shit, it's redirected. With black people, it happens directly to you. With white people, I feel like it happened to their offspring. It's just energy. It's bad karma. Like, you gonna have to answer for that shit one way or another.
Whatever it is, stay the hell away from me.
Yeah, for real. That's why I try to make sure.
I know it's fucked up, but that's just a theory because this is the shit that I see.
Yeah, for real.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit, when I hate when anything happen to kids. So, I should be fucking me up. You know what I'm saying? Little kids need open heart surgery. What the fuck happened? Did he not go to the? You know what I'm saying? It'd be a lot of white kids. Not saying black people don't get sick, but white kids get shit I ain't never even heard of. But I have to equate it to whatever crazy shit that mom and dad did, and you got to pay for that shit.
I mean, that's the thing about believing in karma, because to believe in karma is to like, it's hard to explain, but as far as like, how can you predict if this karma, like, what if I didn't do shit and then I die the same way? You get what I'm saying? Then what is my karma coming from? So that's why I say it's kind of like, it kind of put out its holes in it. So like, I can't
I can't say because I haven't met anyone that haven't done any fuck shit. You know what I'm saying?
Really?
Yeah, honestly.
I mean, but it's levels to it. It's levels to it though.
I'm not saying like I ain't saying you go kill somebody.
No, I ain't saying that. I'm talking about like it's some people that live an honorable life where they don't fuck people over. That's just what they do. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's certain people that feel like
never fucked nobody over.
And it's tragic shit that happened to them, like kids getting killed early. What could a kid do?
Kid ain't did nothing.
Nothing.
It's because it's not about the kid. It's about the parent. Like, what have you done?
See, but yeah, that's fucked up that it works like that. If it is,
you cause somebody else pain. It's energy, bro. I believe in energy.
I mean, people make movies about this shit. That's what the butterfly effect, and shit like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think it can be connected to like how I tell people like a lot of my issues with dudes is because of my issues with my dad. So if it's something he's done, but he has mommy issues, so him having them issues kind of come down on how the type of father he was able to be to me. So now I have these issues because he could like that. I would connect it to that, but other than that, like
But that's all in our mental health and us trying to do that shit like through therapy and shit like that.
Yeah. Shout out to therapy.
That's not more of like a karma thing though.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? I feel like we give too much credit to karma.
No.
Like I don't think we give enough. Like I feel like bad shit happened to me throughout my life and I ain't put out that much bad karma to deserve that.
I don't think you can regulate how much you get back though. Like you figure like, cause I ain't put out that much, so this much shit shouldn't be happening to me.
No,
it's not about that.
It shouldn't be a shitstorm for me. That's what I'm saying.
Unfortunately, bro, you cannot control that.
But that's what I'm saying.
You cannot control that because whatever you gave out, even if you thought it was minuscule, you don't know how it affected that person that had to deal with that shit. You feel what I'm saying?
But that's what I'm saying.
And how that person affected other people.
I had limited interactions.
It doesn't matter.
It went to the people that I'm still dealing with now. So I couldn't have fucked nobody over too bad because I'm still dealing. Yeah, exactly.
Hey,
you get what I'm saying?
But you still here too,
man.
I'm not a huge karma believer.
Yeah, me neither.
But I do believe in energy. Like I am one of them people who think the good I give out, I should be able to receive the same thing. But I've just understood that some people just don't have that heart, and you can't change somebody's heart. Yeah. Like some people just got a heart to do some dirty, grimy junk. Whether that's a relative, whether that's your like it don't matter. Some people just not built like that. So the sucky part with being built as a good person, like you just like stuff's just gonna happen.
Yeah, but the fact that you're a good person, you recognize where motherfuckers is fucked up. Yeah. And you know how to stay away. A lot of people don't have that third eye.
No, stay away.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's your gift.
You got a bad, because people with good heart don't necessarily mean you know to stay away. I got screwed over by people I genuinely love. Like, if I really love you, I know you messed up. But my love overpower the fact that I know you messed up. So
you would still fuck with them in the same light?
No. Look.
That's what I'm saying.
I didn't know we was talking about me specifically.
I mean, you brought it up.
Like, so... just an example. So I have anybody who know me as a friend. Like I'm a very unconditional lover friend. Like when I love you, it ain't nothing. Like I'm not gonna do.
We had this conversation
earlier.
If
you call me, I'm there. Like whatever you. I don't care if we ain't talking 3-4 years. If you call me, I'm coming.
Oh no.
So. No, because I got friends who we don't talk every day. Like we don't talk. We can go months.
3 years, nigga. We are no longer friends.
We good. Just look though. I got family I got friends from like middle school that I'm still close to. I'm 26 years old. So them the friend. I'm talking about if they call me today, I'm coming like that. Just
if you call me and I ain't heard from your monkey ass in 4 years, talking about you need me to do something, you called the wrong number, brother.
That's what we.
You don't even got the real number, nigga. You can't.
He told me
niggas don't even call me, man.
relationship. I'm like that too, bro. I got cousins that call me out the blue, nigga, and ask me for some shit, bro.
I'm
I be like, who?
I'm coming regardless.
Man, you got the game.
Just having that heart. I done had people, like, I'm talking about people who I thought I would, when I get married, they gonna stand next to me. Like, people who gonna be in my corner.
Yeah.
And these niggas then cross completely over the line. So the thing is, when you cross over that line, it ain't no coming back. Like, you don't get to get back to that same unconditional love. I still love you, but it just ain't in a friend, unconditional type of way.
You got me fucked all the way up, nigga. 3-4 years?
You still on 3-4 years.
Nigga.
You ain't got niggas you ain't talked to in a long time?
I'm good.
I said you ain't got niggas that you haven't talked to in a long time, but you still cool with.
He don't consider him.
If I see you, like, we out, what's going on, bro? You good? Like, I'm a nigga that like I talk to you and won't even get your number. That should let you know already. I don't even want to fuck with you like that. But it wasn't no ill will, no beef, no shit like that. We just
separated. I might not get your number.
Like, all right, bro, stay up. That's my line, nigga. Stay up, nigga. Fuck out of here. Because accessibility, that's the kind of shit that got Nipsey killed.
That's what I'm learning.
Yeah, for
accessibility.
real. I'm learning that.
I learned that shit a long time ago. Accessibility.
We watched that play out with the Doughboys.
Accessibility.
Yeah.
You cannot, nigga, no. You can't. I'm sorry, nigga. I ain't seen you in 3-4 years, bitch. I don't even know what side of life you coming from right now. I'm just being honest. Shit happened. Like, your whole life be changing a year, bitch. You been gone for 3 of them.
You could have been sticking niggas up, all type of shit.
Yeah. Nigga, you ain't bringing that shit around me. I don't even fuck with motherfuckers if I don't know who you fuck with. Like, if you got a bunch of motherfuckers that you fuck with outside of me, I can't fuck with you.
Right.
Because I don't know what them niggas into. That they got your ass into.
Yeah.
And you bring that shit around me, nigga, let me not die. You a dead motherfucker, boy.
I mean, because we know situations where niggas was riding with niggas they really don't fuck with and some fuck shit happened to them because they was riding with this nigga that they don't really fuck with.
Man, you got me. I know a nigga right now boxed in because a nigga robbed a motherfucker. He ain't know the shit was gonna go down.
I know a nigga who got killed in the passenger seat of a car of a nigga that he ain't seen in a long time.
You trying to have a competition, bitch?
I'm just letting you know.
Hey, y'all did go back and forth for a minute.
Yeah, he did say like he tried to challenge me. Nigga, don't be trying to challenge me, nigga.
Because that's what we was talking about directly, nigga.
Yeah, but accessibility.
Yeah.
That's what, like, at the end of all the say all be all shit with Nipsey, I feel like the reason why Nipsey died is accessibility.
Yeah.
Period. Like, nigga, yeah, like, and I think like being a hood dude and getting that love from the hood, you feel like you could get that, like, you gonna get that same love, which you will.
But everybody don't feel that.
You a millionaire, bro. Mm-hmm. Self-made.
Yeah.
Like, on some real self-made shit. If you ain't the poster boy for self-made, and you legit, you ain't got to look over your shoulder, you cannot be in your hood like that, bro. Even if you got businesses. I'm there, nigga, but with security. I can't roll like that, bro. Like, we done seen too many niggas get caught slipping. Tupac died. No security. Well, yes, they was. They was in the truck behind them. No, nigga, you got to be in front of me. I ain't sitting on
I'm the president, nigga. Y'all gonna be sitting on this side, nigga.
It's a
y'all gonna mold the truck.
Bitch, it's a motorcade. You don't even know what car I'm in.
Exactly.
You got to blow all 3 of these motherfuckers up to get me, brother.
Yeah.
And hell, I ain't even in that bitch. I'm in the neon in the back. In the back, motherfucker. That's the overlay for the underplay.
Sure.
Man, cut it out, man. But that's what it is. Like, niggas, like, and I hate to feel like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you want to be able to go back to your old hood and build that motherfucker up. But niggas be mad. They be big mad, nigga, because they ain't shit.
Yeah, that's your
We had that conversation a long time ago. I told you, I don't feel obligated to have to do nothing for nobody in the hood, bro.
I still do. I still want to build my neighborhood up, but from a distance.
I don't feel obligated to have to be there and to do that.
That's a beautiful topic. It is. Because that's the reason I came home. Feeling like I went to Tennessee and I felt like I was doing all these beautiful things in Tennessee and their communities, and then I went to Missouri. I was doing all these beautiful, and when you come from Detroit, you like, nigga, I come from one of the worst cities in the world. Yeah. So how am I everybody else community being this light and I'm not that in my own community? Right. So I felt this guilt trip. Man, I came back here. Listen, I'm ready to go. We just gonna put it there. I'm ready to go.
And it be like that because the appreciation level
it ain't the same.
It's never gonna be to your expectations that you felt like it was worth coming back for.
Not even appreciation, the love. Like, it ain't nobody trying to help you help everybody else. Like everybody ain't on the same page.
My objective never was to go back to get love. My objective to go back because I love there. You understand what I mean?
No, but it's not.
I ain't talking about to get love. I'm talking about like when you coming in to get you setting your foot into something, and the people around you rally around you. Like, all right, we see what you're doing, so we gonna uplift you and we gonna support that. Most people don't get support in their own city to fix something. I don't have to
have you like rallying around me and supporting. I'm doing it because it needs to be done. And B, because I choose to.
But
the
you
support,
have to think about
you need the support.
I was just about to say, you can't get shit done if they ain't showing up like they need it, bro.
Niggas gonna show up. If you build it, they come. That's why I said beauty supply store on every goddamn corner, nigga. If you build it, they gonna come. They gonna buy the weave, the gel.
That's not building the community,
offsets or whatever the fuck they call them motherfuckers.
Exactly.
All that, nigga.
They ain't going to the motherfucking dollar store that sell tracks in the back, nigga. They going to the motherfucking the Asian stores and selling them niggas out.
Throw some Asians in that motherfucker, nigga. Overlay for the underplay.
You petty as fuck, bro.
Be like, it's black owned, but it's only Chinese people in there.
Businessman.
We gonna flip this shit.
I'm gonna flip that bitch, man. What I tell you, man? You send a white motherfucker in, you a black nigga, they gonna close the deal. You walk in right afterwards, like, yeah, what's up, business partner? Whoa. Get scared. No, bitch. Sure, you in business.
Yeah.
I'll play for the underplay.
I feel you.
You know what I mean? But still, that's what I feel like got Nipsey kills accessibility. You know, and I feel like at some point, every nigga from the hood get to make million. He naturally want to give back. He naturally want to build up where he come from.
Yeah.
Everybody get that itch. But in this situation, and in other situations that have happened, I'm not scratching it. It's a wrap for that.
Yeah, maybe I should have got that itch when I got a little bit more money then.
I ain't fucking with it. I ain't fucking with it. Is there anything else y'all want to touch on? Wait, I do.
What's up?
Because we didn't elaborate on the people who were calling people dick suckers.
Oh, man.
I gotta talk about y'all motherfuckers. In fact,
listen,
this, you know, we only do things people do for views, but this is things people post for views or likes or comments. And then you get mad. It's one person in particular that we both know.
Yeah.
And I know who I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Because I was reading the shit. Mm-hmm. Like, this bitch had the audacity to get mad. Bitch, you said some goofy shit. Why niggas grieving? That's like going to a motherfucking funeral and say, that nigga ain't shit. You're not leaving that church, bro.
Yeah. They gonna tear your ass out the frame. They gonna
tear your ass out the frame. You cannot do that shit. You doing that shit for... If you gonna fuck with dog...
Let them know who you talking about, bro.
Lene, we love you. We grew up with you. All right? But that was some goofy ass shit you motherfucking did.
He name dropped.
Fuck it. Because we grew up with her.
Hey, right.
Our mom's cool. You did that shit to get likes and views. And then have the audacity to get fucking mad when a motherfucker... Bitch, you stupid. Yes, bitch, you stupid. Shut the fuck up. If you ain't like dog, and you ain't fuck with dog, shut the fuck up about it. Keep posting, taking little selfies and shit like that. You ain't got to comment on the shit.
Hey, it's funny because you thought I knew who you was talking about, but
you
I
didn't.
Oh,
shit. Okay, but who was you talking about that we both know?
No, I didn't. I thought you was talking about somebody famous. But
hell no. I'm talking about some local shit.
I seen that too.
That shit. Did you read that shit?
Yeah, I read it, bro. I seen it, but I didn't know you was going down there.
No, nigga, because that shit pissed me off.
I feel you though.
Because with celebrities, I already feel like them niggas do everything is to get some type of clout.
Yeah.
But that shit there, and it wasn't even just her. It was a bunch of other motherfuckers. Like, I didn't even know who he. Okay, so fucking what, bitch? I ain't know who you was. But if you die, I'ma feel bad, especially if you die fucked up.
Yeah.
That shit some goofy shit, bro.
Yeah, I feel you, bro.
All you bitch ass motherfuckers that was talking shit. All y'all.
He mad. All y'all.
Cause I don't like sucker shit.
Hey,
that internet shit, bro. That internet shit give niggas
so
balls.
Tough behind that keyboard, man.
They do.
Listen,
it's reckless.
It definitely do.
And then you don't know who you talking to. You feel what I'm saying? You don't know who you talking to. What if it's real live Crip niggas in your timeline that see that bullshit and they finna pull up? You don't know. You doing this keyboard thug and shit and talking shit. I don't like that shit, bro. That shit's some goofy shit. And it wasn't just her. It was a bunch of motherfuckers just making posts. I just sat back because I know how these niggas do.
Yeah.
Because if I give you this energy, you only gonna be making me mad. And I only got 24 characters to talk shit.
You gotta get your shit off, huh?
I gotta get my shit off.
Yeah.
And if I can't get it off on this internet, bitch, where you at? Drop that pen, ho. Like, that's what, you know what I'm saying? But that's what, I'm not about to go fucking whoop nobody ass over Nipsey. Nipsey didn't know me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But still, Don't disrespect.
It's
I
the
don't like when
principle
people
behind
disrespect the dead, bro.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
I hate when people go and make fake pages and put the verified sign next to it and be making all these posts like they the person. Like, I saw seven different posts from Lauren London before she ever even posted anything on Instagram. And I follow her on Instagram, so when I'm seeing all these posts, like, nigga, she ain't posting nothing on social media.
And all you goofy ass niggas that be doing that fuck ass shit too.
Yeah.
Doing this shit for views and likes.
You mad today, huh?
Yes, bro. I was gonna get mad on that, bro, because that shit. I don't like. I respect the internet game.
Yeah.
I respect the social media game, and I play it. But it's certain shit I do not like, and I don't tolerate.
Yeah. I mean, I got a good filter on ignoring a lot of shit, bro. Because I can detach from that shit for real. I can go strictly wordplay the podcast shit and don't have to, like, really go through that shit. But when I did see that post that you talking about, and that shit it kind of like, I went past and I ignored it, but...
No, and I be all in the comments.
I know you do, yeah.
I be in the comments, nigga. Listen, I'm a nosy nigga. It ain't even got to do with that, but if you make a comment on some general shit, and then I see like 80 comments on that bitch...
I'm going to read them.
I'm reading them, because somebody went off. I got to see.
But I just looked at it like, oh, she don't know.
That's what I got to see.
You know what I'm saying? She don't know. And then I just kept going, bro. I ain't have to...
The first time I didn't say nothing. I wasn't even mad about it because it was the post.
Yeah.
But then I started comments that kept going up. Because, you know, every time somebody comment on it, it stays fresh in the timeline.
Yeah.
That shit went from like 20 comments, 70 comments, 80, 120. I'm like, okay, wait a minute. It's going down in this bitch.
Yeah.
Let me see what the fuck is being said.
Yeah.
Because that's how you understand what people thinking. You know what I'm saying? A little bit. You got to see what they thinking and shit like that. You had a lot of motherfuckers that didn't really have no basis on their opinion, just the fact that they love Nip.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? Like, you love his music, okay. Like I said, he was more than just an artist to me. Like, that nigga was a real dude with real values.
Yeah.
And wanted to help people. You know what I'm saying? Nip the kind of nigga that'll listen to your demo. Like, let me hear it, bro. You know what I'm saying? This shit trash. You know what I'm saying?
But he
gave you the time. He was that kind of dude. We can't be losing niggas like that. Or even disrespecting niggas like that.
We can't be losing niggas who listen to the demo.
You can't.
Yeah.
This is the niggas that'll give you the time.
That's the type of nigga that we'll run into him and he'll listen to our business
really
plan.
Gonna mess
you
with
get what I'm saying?
He gonna show love.
Yeah.
He gonna give you the time. That's all you be needing in most cases is the time for somebody to hear you out anyway. So I get what you saying.
But even if you didn't know dog or know his music, respect the fact that the nigga did.
And respect the fact that people actually fucked with him. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like people get off on being the opposite. Like when everybody on this side, somebody gotta go over here.
They gotta play devil's advocate.
Even if you feel that way.
That's crazy.
Why do you have to post about it?
Because what's the point of having those opinions if you can't post
share
it?
it.
You gotta have a conversation on the phone.
That's
with
what the fuck. That's the flaw in the internet.
Don't talk on the phone.
Everybody get access to that shit. That's the flaw, bro. Even the motherfuckers that's stupid and illiterate that can't really even put sentences together. They got autocorrect on there to help them do that shit.
Or to speak into the phone, too. Like,
you get what I'm saying?
The most lamest people in high school, middle school, whatever school, is some of the most popular people on social media.
Then you get these niggas like Terrio and
you get
and these nuts niggas. You get what I'm saying? Tell me in real life where his opinion would matter to anybody. You get what I'm saying, my nigga? Like, for real.
These nuts.
You get what I'm saying? But this nigga can go viral. He can go do club shows and appearances and shit. You get what I'm saying? The internet gives the voice to the weirdest, dumbest, like the scum of the earth, nigga. Everybody get a voice.
Everybody got a voice.
You get what I'm saying?
Everybody Dr. King on that mother.
That's why I say you have to have a good filter, bro. Because if you have to look at it like I'm reading through this shit. Exactly.
I just read it. Like I said, I formulate my own opinions, but I don't post about it. Because at the end of the day, if you ain't trying to drop no pen, ain't no point in even going back and forth.
Exactly.
If you ain't trying to drop the pen, my nigga, then let it the fuck go.
Or if it's that serious to be able to drop pens, nigga.
The scary part with stuff like this, though, is like he said, you really see how people think. Like, I remember when the election came around.
Oh, yeah.
And you really it was people I'm close to, and I'm like,
Block.
bro, this really what you think?
But see, and that's the thing though. Around when the election was happening, I don't have a really diverse fucking Facebook or Instagram following. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like mine is just straight niggas and everybody I know for the most part.
Everybody on the same
some
page.
You get what I'm saying? School with all that shit. So when the Trump shit, like when the election was happening, I didn't see all the outside, but be like me watching CNN and looking at all this shit. I'm like, damn, it's a lot more Trump support. Even during the elections when everybody was voting, I'm looking at those red states popping up. I'm like, damn, I didn't even know. Like Michigan, nigga, I'm thinking it's like a whole bunch of niggas here.
Oh, nigga, that's because you ain't been up.
You know, no, I'm just saying, but I didn't think it was enough Trump supporters.
Ooh.
But you
got
got people
because I'm like, we are going through the drought with money as far as everybody like households are suffering.
Yeah.
So like you would think you would go to the people that's like supporting that. No, you don't even make enough money to vote for Trump, but you was voting for him. You get what I'm saying? Like
that's because they was racist.
I was about to say, I ain't,
any white person that voted for Trump is racist.
It revealed. He's stupid.
Here, no, I'm dead ass serious.
You think so?
Yes.
I think a lot of people did it out of spite too, man.
Yeah, that's what I think that too.
The spite was, oh, y'all had that nigga in there. Let's put him up.
That's the spite.
White nigga. That's racist.
No, not a white nigga. The ultimate white nigga. The ultimate.
I think Trump won because more people didn't like Hillary. You get what I'm saying? I think they did it despite if it was Bernie, bro. I think Bernie would have beat Trump.
Bernie would have won.
Because they could have put another white man in there. You know what I'm saying? But they don't like Hillary, bro. Like, so she was not going to be the option. I'd rather put this dumbass in here than this bitch.
We didn't
That's
like
how they
her.
Looking at it in their head.
We didn't like her. And I tell my kids, like, bro, the country's biggest fear is an educated black man. Mm. I said, so I put all my energy into y'all. Because as a female, they only going to let us get so far. That's white, that's black. Hillary wasn't getting elected, regardless. Yeah. I know. As you can see, we elected a black president before we got damn Hillary.
But I voted for Ronald McDonald.
But I'm saying, that's the vote. But that's what made Trump win, nigga.
Because I voted for Ronald McDonald.
Because niggas did like if you would have
just. Who the fuck else I was gonna vote for? Hillary?
Yeah, you picked the better of two evils, nigga.
No, nigga, I picked Ronald McDonald, nigga. Wrote that shit down.
And that's a vote that Hillary didn't get, and that's a reason why she didn't win.
She wasn't gonna get that motherfucker for me.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
There's third parties.
I was about to say it's other people in the box.
I don't know none of them. So you
couldn't get your vote to them.
Hell no. What if they want to let everybody
You
wear
gave it to Ronald McDonald.
He didn't win, goddammit. But he still got the best fucking fries on the planet, nigga. Shit. That's what the fuck, nigga.
But on a lighter note, did we see the video that DC Young Fly Carlos Miller and them posted?
On what?
On Nipsey.
No.
About when Nipsey got to heaven. Carlos Miller, this nigga got their God, they killing real niggas now. You wasn't even supposed to be here yet. He you ain't even told them to start following. Come on, man. I ain't mad at you. I'm mad at them because you ain't even supposed to be here yet. I'm
them my niggas too. Shout out to 85 South.
Man, legit. They hilarious.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
But, so on a lighter note, y'all want to go to the Amari Hardwick shit?
Well, let's
you want to wrap?
Rest in peace, Nip.
Yeah.
You will forever be missed, bro.
Yeah.
Facts.
Need a dick to everybody who don't like it.
Facts.
Yeah, let's go to a lighter note.
Yeah, so what was it? The NAACP award?
I don't know what motherfucker it was. Okay, so let's give him a little background.
Yeah, so
give him a little background.
Amari Hardwick from Power, the nigga who played
Ghost. Just say Ghost. Everybody know Ghost.
Yeah, so he was showing up, I guess taking pictures with everybody, and he seen J and B. He took a picture with Jay, and then he walked over to B, and I guess he gave her a hug, and he kissed her on the cheek.
Hug too long, but go ahead.
Yeah, and then as he was coming off the hug, that nigga kissed her again, right next to her mouth. Mm-hmm. And then she gave a weird ass look, and then he went on by his business.
Yeah.
So everybody was cooking this nigga all day. Yeah. I mean all week.
Facts.
As far as was he wrong? But I think it was some nervous mistake shit. I don't think it was as serious as what everybody was making that shit.
Okay, so I'm a fan of people, certain women, that I haven't been around. I don't know what I would do if I'm in the same room as certain women. Beyonce is the kind of person that make people crazy. Mm-hmm. She make people chase her to get a picture.
Yeah.
Do I feel like it was wrong? Yes, but I don't think he knew what he was doing. I think when he kissed her the first time, he forgot that he kissed her because he was fucking Beyonce and kissed her again. That's what I think happened.
And her face kind of...
Because her man was right there. One thing I would never do is disrespect a woman in front of her man.
Yeah.
Especially if her man got power. And I ain't talking about the show that you own. Real power, my nigga. Ain't no Tommy. It's just Tata.
But you don't think that nigga was nervous in the moment?
I think he was nervous.
That's why I think that shit came.
I think he was nervous.
You can tell because she turned her face at the wrong time, and this nigga was like, "Oh shit, I kissed her by the mouth."
But why you kiss her again? So that's why my only thing is like he could have been nervous. I'm just gonna equate that to that. I don't think he's gonna be maliciously disrespectful.
Because her husband 2 feet away and he married too, so it's kind of like it's gonna be a photo op, so you ain't gonna do no crazy shit. But he probably just nervous, bro.
If he'd have kissed her on the lips, that shit would have been bad.
Oh man, I think Jay probably would have socked that nigga. My arm come across, nigga, and knock that nigga the fuck out.
All right, what you think? Did you see it?
I did.
Did it look bad?
At first, when it was happening, it didn't look bad. But afterwards, when everybody pointed out, I'm like, dang. I think it was just being nervous. And it was happening when Power got an award.
Oh, they
and
did?
he was going up for the award. And he was sitting next to Jay and got up and hugged her. And then, that's when. But I think it was just nervous, and I don't think he realized the camera was on him, and he.
Oh no, the camera was on him.
He just like, oh.
See, I'm thinking it was a candid moment that they like. You know how like everybody walking in and sitting down, and Jay and them was standing up. I thought they walked past and seen each other. I didn't know that he was actually winning an award.
Yeah.
Oh, that shit kind of make it different too, though.
That make it different. And
like, why you even think to go to them? Why you winning your award? Go to your family and go your ass on stage.
The fact that he's sitting next to Jay and B, lets me know that they have a relationship.
Nah. It's a award show, nigga. Nah, they don't pick the seat.
Bro, we talking about Jay and Beyonce. Them niggas ain't sitting next to nobody
right,
that they don't want to be sitting next to.
You
They treat them niggas like...
royalty, bro.
So that lets you know it's a relationship there. Period. Whether you think so or not, it's a relationship there. Jay not sitting next to nobody, no, nigga. It ain't going down like that.
I don't know if they got power everywhere like that.
Nigga, they got power everywhere. Everywhere.
I mean, but even if I won an award and I'm sitting next to Jay, that wouldn't be. I might shake his hand, but I ain't going to Beyonce too.
My thing is, why the fuck am I shaking his hand anyway? He ain't the producer on the.
I'm just saying if he's just sitting next to me.
What do you mean? You shake Hov hand if you
if he put his hand out.
I mean, I'm a shake Hov hand, nigga.
Yeah, exactly. What the fuck you talking about? Nigga?
Fuck shaking it. Hey, what you doing after this, bro? What y'all trying to link, nigga? I'm trying to link nigga with Jay, nigga.
Where you
fuck
going?
that.
I'm flying with you. You a groupie ass nigga.
You talking about you a groupie?
Hell yeah, nigga. That's Jay, nigga. Nigga, one lunch with that nigga change your whole career, nigga.
Yeah, you right.
You want to work for Rock Nation? Nigga, you want to do something for Tyler? Nigga, let's get it.
Nigga, he told me that shit, nigga. I'm with him too, bro.
The fuck you mean,
Me,
nigga?
Amanda, and the kids, nigga.
I'm trying to link, my nigga. Whole time I ain't paying attention to the show. Hey, what y'all? Yeah, what's going on, bro? What you got coming up next, nigga? You think I need to invest in? He gonna be mad. He gonna, hey man, can y'all switch this nigga?
He talk too much.
He talk too fucking much, bitch. Trey say shit, nigga. I ain't no Beyonce fan like that, but hey, how you doing? You all right, sweetie? Okay.
This the man with the master plan.
This the man with the plan right here, nigga.
Yeah.
That shit still is fucked up. But how would you feel if a guy did that? No, fuck that. If I did that, we had an award show. We get up, we run an award. Hey, Amanda, she ain't going up. What is this? Is us going up? I hug Amanda.
We too silly, bro. I'll throw your ass into the first row, bro.
The fuck that shit is, right?
They have to clean your ass, so they like, come on, come together. Suit back.
The fuck that shit is, I would do that shit just to fuck with you.
I'm about to say, you gonna look rougher than the motherfucker on stage like, get that shit. Watch this. I'm gonna throw your ass all the way on stage,
I do that shit and then turn around, look at the camera and wink, nigga, like.
I'm gonna throw your ass and fix my suit, nigga. Button my shit up, get my shit together.
That shit'd be funny as hell. That boy would be upset.
Yeah, nigga. We'll be scrapping afterwards. We'll be holding that bitch tight as hell together, nigga.
No, I'm leaving with Jay, nigga. We ain't scrapping.
He's talking about
fuck out of here. I'm groupie, nigga. Don't judge me.
You groupie.
Don't judge me, nigga. Fuck that shit. But shouts out to Amari for getting this shit off. Shouts out to my nigga Amari.
He shot her.
He had to shoot his shot, nigga.
J.R. Smith in this bitch.
Man, I'm glad you said J.R. Smith, bro.
Oh, Lord.
Did you see that picture?
What picture?
With him and his daughter in the shower?
Oh, yeah. I seen people with backlash about it. Like, yeah.
You don't think like that shit bad? Like,
nah.
I don't have a kid yet. So all I can go off of is, I remember Kevin Gates did a video and he was talking about like when he was in jail, he missed the earlier part of his daughter's life, and he said it one day like, I can't take baths with her now because she's old enough to know, you know what I'm saying? But I think it's a bonding thing. Like, I didn't take no baths with my daddy, but I think it's a bonding thing. I think it's something that should have been posted on social media? No. I think that's where he went wrong with it. That's if he was going, even if I ain't even gonna say take a picture, like, but that's a personal moment between you and your child. So I don't care whether it's a boy or a girl, whatever. I think that was just a personal moment that shouldn't have been shared on social media.
Yeah, because when you hit that upload button, then you open yourself up to the scrutiny afterwards.
Yeah,
some people don't give a fuck about the scrutiny. I think JR is one of them niggas that don't give a fuck about the scrutiny.
Yeah, so it shouldn't be a big deal to him. But as far as
I just, like I said, I only went to it because I wanted to see what people thought.
Yeah,
and it's amazing how many women think that shit is disgusting.
But why is everybody first initial reaction is to go sexual with it?
Because niggas sexualize everything, nigga. You can't even eat a banana and be not sexualized. Like, yeah, shawty. You know what I'm saying? Like, looking at ice cream, shawty. Like, nigga, we sexualize everything.
Yeah, how old is his daughter? Is a small.
A fucking baby.
She
come on, man.
Maybe 2. They had her
the
year they won a championship.
She was premature too.
Yeah. So she like 1 or 2. She little.
Why? What you think, eh? You so bug.
I think she was born at like 6 months too. That shit. Yeah. So that bond that she, you know what I'm saying, she growing and shit.
Yeah.
Come on, you can't do that to him.
I bathe with my daughter.
What if your husband do?
That's on him. Like, between him and her, that's their relationship.
I did it once when she first came home, but I don't do it just out of the convenience of where I can't bathe at the same time and bathe her too. Yeah. Because she's not, you know what I'm saying, standing up and shit. So it's out of comfortability. We bathe separate. Yeah. But I don't see nothing wrong with like taking a bath because it's not sexualized unless you like all the people on the outside are sexualizing the shit. Yeah. Facts. You know what I'm saying? Like I kill for this person. You know what I'm saying?
I would die for this person.
That same,
That's the proper way. Like, a nigga would die for his kids. Why the fuck? Why would you even think that? But it's funny, like, because I saw this experiment online one day. Mm-hmm. And it was a guy who was at the pool and his kids was in the pool. Now, so his kids in the pool, so he just standing around, watching his kids pretty much. And like 8 different women came up to him like, what are you doing here? Do you have kids?
Hey,
like, why wouldn't your first thing think that he's a father and he's at the pool with his children? Why you think he on some nasty shit? So I started to think like, damn, like, do women really think we're perverted like that?
I don't think it's so much that you think they perverted. Like, we think y'all perverted. I think it's a lot of women just don't grow up with that male presence that's all love in your life. Like, when a lot of females grow up, our visual of a male is either aggressive, non-existent, or the player type, or the molesting playing with kids type. That's our visual when it comes to a male being in your life, unfortunately. Yeah. So I think that's been driven into so many women. Like, that's kind of the first thing that everybody go to. Right.
Because I remember people talking about when men have boys and it was an issue with the man kissing their son in the mouth when they babies. Yeah. I kissed my son in his mouth.
That's your child.
That's my baby. Yeah. He is me. 100%. Yeah. What the fuck is, like, it's not sexual.
That's what I'm saying. I don't understand where you can do that. Especially, like, come on, bro. Especially knowing what he been through with his daughter. Yeah. Like, come on, man. To make it seem sexual is crazy.
Now, she 8 years old, now, nigga.
Yeah, take advantage. Come on, that's a different story.
You gotta relax.
You can't be doing that kind of shit. Yeah. But that's not even because I think you're sexual. It's because at that, like, when she gets to a certain age, she knows what a penis is and that kind of shit. Yeah, I don't want to answer those type of questions.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm not even playing that game.
Yeah.
I have 2 daughters. I never bathed with them.
Yeah.
I've bathed them. It was awkward for me to change their diapers. Well, my oldest daughter. Mm-hmm. Not because I felt like, I'm going to do some goofy shit. Because she has a vagina and I don't know how to clean that motherfucker. It's not my thing.
You about to have her itch.
I'm not even going all the way in. Nigga, I swear to God, nigga, my wife had to come like, nigga, you got to get in that motherfucker. I'm like, you sure?
Po baby.
I ain't saying you sure.
You thought you sure?
Hell no, I ain't going in there, nigga. That's your thing.
Our daughter just throws her legs back.
I can't get in there. I don't want to do that's. it's
You got
personal
to when
space.
they shit, bro.
Not fucking with it. My wife do that.
Yeah.
That's her thing. I bathe my son. You know what I'm saying? But I just don't like the fact that people... And I'm glad you said that. And I really want to clip that part. Just so people can get an understanding. Because you made me understand. Because I didn't know that. Like, I didn't realize, like, the only interaction that women have with men, for the most part, are those 4 instances.
Yeah.
So it makes me sympathize with those women that are like, hell no, I kill that nigga. So something happened to you.
Yeah.
Somebody did something to you, made you feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I'm sorry that happened to you.
Yeah. So they projecting their feelings and the
Or
shit that happened to them.
personal,
Yeah. Experience on the next person.
Damn. Y'all motherfuckers need to go talk to somebody, man.
Yeah, for real.
Facts.
Now, Nick, I want you to tell people what you do for a living.
I am a teacher of high school students. I taught 9th grade. I taught 8th grade last year. All last year. This year, I taught 9th grade. My first 2 trimesters. My school is on 9th grade. I taught 9th grade English. My school is on trimesters. I'm sorry. And this trimester, last trimester, I have 11th graders.
Okay.
Juniors.
So, do you primarily teach black kids?
All of my kids are black.
Like BDBs, all that whole
All
thing.
that.
Okay, tennis, okay.
You said tennis.
You remember tennis?
I ain't heard that shit since kindergarten.
Remember them tennis head kids, nigga?
Sick.
Flaky ass niggas.
Get your ass shit ass. I apologize. That shit just... It was funny.
Some ignorant ass
It was
kids.
funny there,
Very
right?
ignorant.
Like, Dirty, you better... I ain't playing on that with that nigga. You know? He ain't getting in my car.
We was on grease and shit. This nigga driving the motherfucker.
Nigga, my mama used to put so much Vaseline on my motherfucking face, nigga.
Be out here looking.
I was like a honey glazed ham, nigga.
Man, what, nigga? I couldn't sweat, nigga. The sweat couldn't get through the thing like a Vaseline, nigga. It was fucked up. But
We was about to go box, nigga.
Wasn't gonna hit nothing on his face.
shouts out to my mama, dog. Motherfuckers put, you know, it's a lot when you put 4 fingers on that motherfucker.
You laughing at that shit. I'm
Yeah, you talk
like,
to the one nigga, you know, you get 4 fingers. That's a scoop of that shit
Man.
there. Hold on, bitch.
Skin healthy as hell. They been protected all winter, all summer.
Nigga, you be in school hot than a motherfucker. Like, God damn, it's out here. Nigga, it's 40 below outside. Nigga, you ain't need no mask, no hat. Nigga,
none of
you
that
just
shit, nigga.
shining, nigga.
Oh, man.
Power
Shouts out to my mama, man. Okay, so what made you want it to be a teacher? I'm not. This is not turning into an interview.
Yeah.
I just because I want to talk about the kids a little bit, but I want to know what made you turn into wanted to be a teacher. Was this something that you wanted to be since you were in school, or?
Nah, it was never a one of mine. And it's not what I went to school for. I have 2 business degrees. Okay. I didn't go to school to be a teacher at all. And I make sure to tell my students that all the time. So they like, this is not what I went to school for. But no, I tell people I kind of tripped and fell into it. Okay. And I feel like I'm a big, everything happens for a reason. I think God puts you into certain positions when there's certain things that He needs for you to do.
Yeah, because you used to hoop before.
Yeah,
that.
I used to hoop, and I went to the high school right up the street. I went to Fitzgerald, right up the street from the school that I teach at, Michigan Collegiate. So, yeah, I think just kind of and then the dynamic of the school. All of my students are black. All administration is white. I'm the only black teacher in there that teaches an actual class. I'm the youngest teacher in the school. So I'm more relatable to all of my students. I live in the same neighborhood as most of my students.
Right.
I can't go to Coney Island or nothing like that because I'm like, Coach Shan, Coach. I'll be ducking and dodging in public. So, it's not something that I came back home to do. It just kind of ended up happening. Based off of, I loved English. I was a honest English person in high school, so I was kind of good at it, and they needed a long-term sub last year, and I ended up doing it last year, and I was like the 8th grade tamer. Like, kids was wild, and I made it through the whole year. So then this year we come back, and we had a teacher quit, like, in the 4th week of school, like in the middle of school. And they called me down, and they were interviewing people, and the kids fell in love with me, so they was like running the teachers that was getting interviewed out of the school so that they could keep me.
Right.
So I stuck it out with 9th grade, and yeah, I just been there. Whatever they kind of need me to do, I kind I'm pretty good at it. So that's how it ended up happening. But it's a process just with learning myself. I love to speak, so teaching kind of came a little natural, especially when it's subjects that you already good at. So
I should be a teacher. What you think?
I think you should.
I teach the shit out them kids.
You can do some philosophy shit.
But they ain't ready for my philosophy, boy.
That's what I'm saying, nigga.
Boy, I gun that bitch with that green eggs and ham, boy.
Ooh.
They ain't ready for that. Boy, that's philosophy,
Let
nigga.
me do chemistry or botany or something, nigga. I come up with some dog ass books.
In 8th grade, nigga?
All that shit. If we can't grow our own food, nigga, we need agriculture.
Oh, you gonna teach them how to cultivate.
Yes.
I know some of these words.
We get that shit together. We be having little gardens all over Detroit, nigga.
I dig that.
Fresh vegetables, all that shit. A little pot.
Do you have like an extreme amount of badass kids in your class?
Yes. Not now. My 11th grade is amazing. Like, I got a few. But other, like, 9th grade, the younger kids, them kids they like a different breed of kid. Like,
yeah,
it's a different world with them. They smell different. They act different. Like, they carry an odor with them. Like, from class, I'm talking about from 8 o'clock in the morning to the end of the. Like, who come to class you come to my class at 8 o'clock in the morning and my class stank. Class just started. Like, when you
they stink or they just got an odor?
They stink. Like, they don't use deodorant. Like,
God damn.
And I ain't saying nothing. I ain't saying to them. Like, bro, I don't understand. It's something with the freshmen.
So you tell them like, now, nigga, you stink.
I don't say it like that, but yeah.
See, that's how I would teach.
No.
Nigga, because that's what you hear at home.
That's
nigga,
why you need to be a college
bro,
teacher, nigga. You need to teach college.
Fuck that. I'm going to get these kids in order.
No, bro, it's too early for y'all to be smelling like this. Yeah. So, yeah, that's how they get talked to. Then I can't. You
gotta have a community.
Like, my nigga, why you stink?
Make some personal packages.
Try to kill
shit in the beginning of the year. Put that shit in the syllabus. Like, look, you gotta have deodorant. You gotta have.
I had a student ask me. They like, Coach Shan, if you just brushed your teeth. This is a first hour. My first hour started at 8:15. Like, Coach Shan, you just brushed your teeth this morning, right? I'm like, yeah. They like, and you came to work. That's the only thing you did. You ain't talked to nobody or nothing yet. I'm like, yeah. They like, so do your breath stink right now? I said, no. So he leaned to the other student like, so why your breath stink right now? Because school just started.
This nigga like,
what the other nigga say? Like, me don't fuck you up with a bell ring, right?
He talking about, man, my junk don't stink. I ate something this morning. But you just said your breath ain't stink.
What, you ate a shit sandwich, nigga?
Man.
Kids is funny as fuck, bro.
You know how hard it is to try to stay serious in the middle of a roast session?
Nigga, I had a teacher that used to start the class like that.
What, roasting y'all niggas?
We would roast for 5 minutes.
Listen.
That's how he got us, but
he like,
get the jokes off.
Yeah, that's what he say. Get that shit out, nigga.
But he was cold with that shit, bro.
He was killing y'all niggas.
Yeah, he called me a Teletubby.
See, I say stuff that's facts.
I can see it.
Because he had a big nose, and I said his nose was like a Nintendo 64 controller.
Yeah.
Which was funny. I got off. But when he hit me with the Teletubby, I kind of sat back in my seat. I was kind of plotting on this nigga. Like, I'm about to fuck this nigga.
Called you Tinky Winky, nigga?
Yeah. The yellow one. Whatever the yellow one was.
We talking about Tinky Winky.
Hoe ass nigga.
See, that's
shout
how
out to Mr. Black, bro.
That's how the kids be when I hit with truth. Like, so I got into it with a student a couple of weeks ago. And he like, he tried out for the team. And he made JV. Yeah, he made JV. So I had him in first hour at first. And he was so excited. I'm like, oh, that's what's up. What team you make? He said JV. I said, JV? Oh, he a freshman. So.
Okay, well, yeah, you got it, yeah.
No. But as much as you talk, like, I hate kids who real braggadocious.
Oh,
you talk a lot,
shit.
yeah.
Handles.
And you made JV. So the conversation came up. He was like, I ain't get cut. I ain't get cut from no team. So our JV team got cut in the middle of the year, and they moved everybody up to varsity, but him and like 3 other kids. Oh. So he kept shooting baskets at the trash can and was missing. So I'm like, bro, how many shots you gonna have to airball before you realize you can't hoop? So everybody in the class laughed. So now he's like, who can't hoop? Who can't hoop? I said, how many shots you gonna have to airball before you realize this is not your passion. This is not what you should be doing. How many times you gonna have to get cut before you realize, so I'm going. So he gets hot. He talking about, it's always the regular teachers who always got something. I said, what is a regular teacher? Because the only other teachers I know are special ed. Ooh. I said, oh, all right. That was a horrible comeback, son. We got
And I want to chime in on that because they call you coach.
Mm-hmm. Coach Shan, yep.
They call you coach. Remember what I said last week?
What?
About niggas who was in the class taught by the coach.
Yeah.
But you're not the coach, right? You're just a coach. The niggas at my school that was in the class was with the coach. It was a slow class. It's been 1,000. Just give it a buck. I'm just being real.
He talking about was in the soul cast.
You know, you go in there, motherfucking niggas on your football team. You go in there and talk to the coach real quick. Niggas in there like, "What's up, bro?" Like, nothing much.
You wouldn't know, nigga.
Nothing much, nigga. See your practice.
Nah, that ain't the case in there, man.
Okay.
Nah.
I had to ask. You know what I'm saying?
Nah.
Niggas make sure you got the special ed children.
That ain't it, nah.
It's bad for business. Always a regular teacher. Like, what the fuck is a regular teacher?
I was he lost that one. I said, all right, I'm gonna leave that.
But he a bum though, right?
And hooping, that ain't his career. So
JV was appropriate.
Huh?
So JV
Yeah,
was
so he can get his shit
JV
together. He get his shit off,
definitely
practice a little bit.
Yeah.
He probably was gonna be on 10th grade JV too. He wasn't gonna go right to
he
varsity.
about need to just do wrestling or something.
Damn, it's like that.
That's bad.
Yeah. I mean, shit. That's why they kids, nigga. They got time to figure out.
Figure out what you want to do.
I really wonder what kind of teacher would I be. I would be as thorough and as real as I could be.
Give them a taste of this
I
world.
cuss for sure. I've always respected teachers that cuss.
And I'm very minimum with my cussing. And I think that's why I don't have the issues with kids that other teachers have. Like the worst of the worst in the school, I don't have issues with them.
Let me tell y'all a middle school story. Mr. Crenshaw. This nigga was fucking crazy. I think he was acute. I know he played football because we would talk football. I don't know what the fuck we was doing in class one day. 7th grade. It's fucking raining outside. You know them days where it's look dark, but it's in the middle of the day because it's raining so hard. He got mad at us. And that nigga told us, and he yelled it. Every night I go home and beat my wife. Because y'all niggas be tripping, bro.
Whoa.
That's what he told us.
I would
never forget that day, bro.
Time out, bro.
That nigga told y'all that?
I would have quit right there.
In middle school?
I'm not about to be the result of your wife.
God damn. Somebody should have called 911 on this nigga.
He wasn't the teacher that I idealized. I wasn't fucking with him like that.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, that nigga was crazy.
They knew not to fuck around with him.
Yeah, he done scared the kids. Like, he beating his wife, he sure don't care about my face.
Yeah, for real. He gonna whip y'all ass, nigga. Y'all better get to...
So other than what is your plan as far as teaching? Like, how high do you want to be a principal? You want to have your own curriculum? Like, what do you aspire to do since you fell into this?
If I stay in education, the goal is to be a president. If not, it's a legit if.
You gave up on the kids already.
No, I ain't giving up on them, man.
Shit.
I'm still young, man. So it's like I get caught in between this battle of it's still my own dreams that I want to chase, and then that these kids need me. So it's kind of a battle between them two. But no, the goal is to be a principal to where or some kind of person in administration, especially with the school that I work at. Just being young and being more relatable to kids and just talking the language that they used to. It makes it easier to get kids to where they need to be.
Man, fuck them kids.
It's so it's so hard to relate to a child that you don't understand their circumstances. I'm not gonna directly tell where this situation came from, but I got told that before a school year started, a school took teachers and put them on a cheese bus and drove them through
the neighborhood that they're teaching in. Yeah.
So if that's what you gotta do to try to make your teachers relate to your kids, it's something wrong with that.
I'm gonna keep it G real. I think you will have more, for lack of a better words, urban teachers if the pay was better.
That's true.
I think a lot of people desire and would want to help kids and shit in that way. But if I got to be a teacher and still be on government assistance, nigga, that shit
it's
don't
horrible. I think teachers should be some of the highest paid. I ain't gonna say something. They should be the highest paid career. The reason I say it is because if you think about it, a teacher is really responsible for the citizens that you become.
Fact.
You spend more time in the school than you do with your parent. You are at home 8 hours out of the day. The rest of the day is you shit. Your parent might be at work until, you know what I'm saying, 7, 8 o'clock at night. So I explain to my students, when you growing up, it's your parents' job to put the foundation into you, your manners, potty training you, simple stuff, right? Yeah. So that when you go to school, when you go to daycare, kindergarten, first couple things they teach you is what? Sharing. Yeah. You spend 2-3 weeks on how to share because you've been at home just by yourself. Everything is mine. So now it's reprogramming some of the stuff that you didn't got at home, right. And because you got these manners and you got certain things that your parent put into you, you're more receptible to what the teacher is trying to teach you. So everything that the teacher has to do and teacher is dang near a parent, and I'm seeing it myself. I got students who, if they stranded or if something happened in their life right now, they calling my phone. They not calling their coach. I need you to come get me. Coach, I'm stranded here. Like, your responsibility exceed outside of the classroom. And I know that just from me having the relationships I have with my teachers. Right. So it is. I think they should be the highest paid because you're responsible for what everybody else becomes. And you taking the time out of your life, out of your children's life, to pour into a group of somebody else's kids that come with their own problems, that come with everything else. So I do. And the stuff that you got to deal with aside from the kids, just the paperwork and creating lesson plans. It's so much to teaching, man. Like, and for what they get paid, crumbs compared to other careers. Work they do. It's crazy.
Yeah. So, kind of speak on like some of the extracurriculars and why it's important for us to kind of get back to that as far as like doing like after school programs and classes for the kids.
It's important, because kids don't have a desire to just go get an education just to get an education. Because you seeing kids who see people go to college for 4 or 5 years and they get out of school and they don't have a job, or they're working a job that they don't want to work. So you got this degree, but you don't have no job. So what's the point of me going to school if you know what I'm saying? If you don't have, so the importance of the extra career, it's a stimulant. We got kids who at my school we only have maybe 3 things for girls to do. Girls basketball. We don't have a cheer team anymore. Volleyball and track. That's it. There's no other, you know what I'm saying, no other clubs, no nothing else in the school for you to exert your energy. And kids are nothing but a ball of energy. So, but the more, what I'm learning is when you find something, a specific thing that they give their energy to, once you find that and you focus on that, they more susceptible to hearing what you got to say.
Yeah, that's. I mean, I think that's a life lesson period, though. You know, when your kid decides that they like something, whether it be a sport or a instrument or whatever, you hone in on those skills. You know what I'm saying, and you focus in on that, and that usually produces results. Yep. You know what I'm saying, good results for that matter. You know what I mean, but that's something I think we all pretty much know. So them doing it in school, I think,
So what kind of programs you think would be good for us to start implementing and stuff like that?
Wait, before you say that, this is one thing I really think that needs to happen.
What's up?
From high school, I feel like these fraternities and these sororities, I feel like they need to be in the school more. I feel like you need to be like because I remember being in high school.
Why do you think that?
Because my fraternity was the football team. Yeah. And it was a brotherhood. Now, granted, I did fuck shit with that shit, and I kind of fucked that off. But because it was the type of we didn't have that type of guidance.
But it gave you structure a little bit.
A little bit. So, and I always wanted to be a Q, right? But I feel like if I would have been like a junior Q with some shit like that in high school, it would have already set me up on a path to go to college.
Right.
Yeah. You dig what I'm saying? And the fraternities, they look out for each other. So when you got like the Qs and shit like that, that's predominantly black, or if not all black, or the AK or for the females, the AKAs and shit like that, the deltas and shit like that, who are prominent women. Yeah. You feel what I'm saying? And a lot of them are teachers. Yeah. Like if y'all in the school and y'all were getting these kids to fuck with these sororities and fraternities off the bail, then they and you keep putting it in like when you get to college it's gonna be like this and this. They're gonna have something that's gonna make them want to go to college.
Yeah, it makes them strive a little bit. That's smart. I ain't thinking that.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I felt like.
That's not a bad idea. The only sucky part is with kids and putting them in that situation. Kids are very cliquey when they're younger. So they could take something that positive and turn it into something.
Well, they could, but it's all about who your big brothers are.
That's true.
You feel what I'm saying? If you got the right amount of big brothers, and there's so many Qs in Detroit, You know what I'm saying? Like, you can have 2 or 3 Qs that come to the school, you know what I'm saying, a couple times a week to
That's
have
what I was
meetings
about to
and shit
say.
like that. You don't need...
It has to be a process where they come in often. It can't be something where they set up something and then they leave it alone.
No, it's 2 or 3 times a week.
Be hands off. They have to be reoccurring with these kids to build relationships.
2 or 3 times a week, whether it be they showing up, like whether you got a couple of Qs, most of them play football, they on a football team, that kind of shit. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah, it'll turn into a clique, because, I mean, it is clique, because the football team was a clique. Basketball team was a clique. Like, they hung with each other. But that's just a natural thing. Yeah. If we deal with each other more than we deal with the other students, then we're naturally going to be drawn to each other because we have the same interests.
But I think that's a good idea, just because most fraternities have, like, public outreach anyway that they do. Mm-hmm. So that it could fall into the lines of doing that, you know what I'm saying, going back to the schools and keeping tabs on the kids and stuff like that. Go buy them pizza and, you know what I'm saying, showing them and giving them an incentive like to fuck with it.
Get them a couple cute t-shirts, nigga, they junior Qs, whatever. It's going to make them feel important.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? Let them do the steps and shit like that. It doesn't take a lot of people to do it. It's, I don't know, it could be 2,000 Qs that live in the city of Detroit. You know how much you can spread that out?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? 3, 4 guys that come to the school, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I never looked at fraternities like that, but that makes sense.
But not even just structure it off. Like, you got Qs, you got the Kappas, you got a couple of the motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? Let them go to the school. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. And then niggas I guarantee you that will push, you will have more kids going to college because they already on that trajectory.
Yeah.
You're going to spend 4 years being a junior Q, and then you can't wait to get...
To be a real one.
To be a real one,
no. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a good idea.
Yeah, for real. To make somebody want to go to college.
No.
I want to be with my brothers.
In an era where niggas don't want to go to college.
Because they might, at a point, being around them so long, they might look up to them. So then, when they go to college, they like, I want to be like them and go to where they at. And
but you teaching them in the 9th grade, like,
and
what it
so
take?
many, like, business connects within sororities and fraternities. Like, they really look out for each other.
And they scattered, so it's you can damn near go into any industry and find somebody that, you know what I'm saying, you can relate to it as your brotherhood or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like I said, that was one thing, but I thought about that years ago.
That's a great idea.
Because in middle school, one of my favorite teachers, Mr. Coleman, he was a Q. Yeah. He would show us his step shows. I was drawn to that shit off Bill.
Right.
But we just knew he was a Q. He wasn't the guy like, come on, you should be a Q. Or we gonna get this shit popping in the school, and then it's gonna transition to high school, and it's gonna transition to college, and so on and so forth.
Right.
None of that. We just knew you was a Q.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think it's a dope idea.
So you got it from me.
I got you.
And I'm telling, like that. I mean, that's just how I feel. Like, rather, it's gonna be some bad shit, the click shit.
It is. It's always. It is.
Because you had Qs beef with Kappas, but that shit happened.
That's a real life.
That's a real life thing. You know what I mean? The big ugly niggas versus the pretty niggas. That's just how I go.
But that could help that shit too, because the kids, if they teaching the kids not to be, you know what I'm saying, like that, then that makes them look at themselves to be better, like role models for the kids.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So
that's just one of the things that I feel like I know.
It's a good idea.
It's a great fucking idea.
It is.
So you need to be a principal so you can get that shit popping. Or you ain't even got to be a principal to do it. You can just suggest it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the thing though with suggestion. Like I was saying earlier, it's certain things like you just can't suggesting don't work. Like you can go in a meeting and suggest into your head. You know what I'm saying? Or
go talk to some people that's a part of those fraternities and sororities and let them come up to the school. Like, this is something we trying to implement. We can start at this school, see how it work out, and then piggyback off the shit.
Yeah. It
don't cost money other than, getting them
it's
t-shirts. It's
basically a Big Brother program.
Yeah, pretty much. It is.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It is.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, go ahead. Now, before I want to ask you about homeschool. How you feel about homeschool? I gotta ask you this.
I think homeschool is
the most retarded shit in the world.
I think it's a good and a bad thing. The reason I say it's a good thing is because if you that parent who has the time and the energy to put into your child,
right.
A child having one-on-one contact with somebody and being able to ask questions whenever they want to, that's a beautiful thing.
Right. So
that's the good part. The bad part, I think, is it makes your child socially awkward. Okay. And I think being social is a part of growing up. Like, you deal with people your whole life. So if you've been sheltered off and taken off into this little place by yourself just to get your education, your most social years is while you in school.
Right.
Your sociability, you being in school is part of you learning how to deal with people in the world. You learn how, like I tell my kids all the time, because they have this thing with authority. Like they don't like for nobody to tell them what they gonna do and what they not gonna do. And I be trying to explain to them, like, listen, you in school, so let's transform this to real life. If right now you hate for somebody to tell you what you want to do, you come to class late and you think you ain't supposed to have no consequences for you coming to class late. All right, let's move on to 2-3 years when you out of high school and you have a job. And you come to work late and your boss say something to you and you snap off on your boss, or you tell your boss like, oh man, whatever, and you keep coming late, how long do you think you gonna have a job?
Yeah.
They be like, I ain't gonna have one. So when you ain't got no job, how you gonna pay your bills? I can't pay my bills. If you can't pay your bills, then what's next? Then I'm out of my house. You out of your house now? What? I'm homeless. I'm on the side. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
it's a
it can't
trickle down
like
effect.
It's so many things that school being in that atmosphere give you. And I don't think people really realize that. And it's sometimes with homeschooling, which is a lot of people. I've saw people homeschool their child up until middle school, and then when they get to high school, they send them to an actual high school. Because your high school that's your most social time in your life. Yeah. So I think it's some good and some bad to it. I think in order I've been wanting to homeschool my kids, my future kids, because I don't want them to rub on my kids.
I feel like I fucking hate homeschooling.
Okay.
But I also feel like in order to homeschool, we don't live in a day and age where it's a 1-income household. It's a 2-income household. I feel like the parents have to have time. And you have to have time because you have to notice that your child is not learning certain things or not picking up on certain things very well. So, but when you working 12 hours a day and you working 5 or 6 days a week, you're not going to see that. You're trusting that your child is picking up on some shit that they online doing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Whereas in the school, they probably tell you with the homeschool shit if the child not exceeding and shit, but you have behavioral issues that you probably won't notice.
And see,
whereas the teacher gonna tell you like she did some goofy shit.
And see, the only way it really works is if you get people like Derek Grace. You remember him?
Yeah.
And his thing was like, for that socially awkward shit, like for the kid to be acclimated into society as far as like being around people. He got his daughter to have a hobby, so she likes skating. So he takes her to the skating ring every week. You know what I'm saying? She got her skate friends that she got there. And so, like, she started to learn that type of shit, but then he comes home. He said his job is, like, to teach them.
Yeah.
And to make sure his kids, like, he is his kids' teacher because they his case studies for his books and shit.
Yeah.
So he has to make sure he pours that time into it. So if you got time like that, you can do it, and that's the only way it's gonna work.
Yeah,
because he feel like that's his job is to teach them. Most parents don't look at it like that.
I was about to say, and most parents don't have that time.
Yeah,
it's parents, like he said, it ain't too many two parent households. Like a lot of these parents working 12, 13 hours just to make sure you got food and the J's you want. Yeah. So the whole extra stuff, that's why I said teachers need to be the highest, because you doing all the hard work. Like,
yeah, for real.
So. Yeah, that homeschooling. I joke with my students all the time, like, bro, I'm gonna homeschool my kids, but I'm not. I think my job, your job as a parent, is to know your child. No, because I got parents who don't know that their child can't read. How do you not know your child in the 9th grade cannot read? Yeah. So I know my mom wasn't the whole hands-on do my homework with me, but my mama knew me as a kid. Yeah, so she knew I struggled in math because I would come home and I'm stressed out about math homework. So she's paying attention to how I'm reacting to certain things. And a lot of parents don't have time to pay attention to them reactions. When you watching a child on online learning, like you can see the data, but it's a little different one.
I don't think it's parents not paying attention. See, your child is still small, and you don't have kids.
I don't, but I deal with parents all day long. The
worst thing in the world to do is homework with your motherfucking kid. Nigga, when I tell you, you looking at this shit like, oh, nigga, what? Nigga, hold up. Nigga, carry the one, borrow from the goddamn neighbor. You explaining this shit 7-8 times. And nigga, you ain't getting it. You got to do what the fuck out there. Every single person with small children that are in school.
Yeah.
It's like when I brought this shit up, we had like this like couples thing, and I just brought that up. Niggas, the whole room was like, God damn, nigga. Like, so that lets me know everybody goes through this shit. Right. It's the most frustrating thing on the planet to do homework with your kids because you understand it. And we're not teachers. We didn't learn how to teach. I'm showing you how to do it. And then it's different too because they got this core math shit that's so motherfucking different that I have to go on YouTube to figure out how this shit is done. Okay, cool. I gotta stare at this shit for an hour and figure it out. Like, that's probably how it go.
But then that's where you take the empathy part and look at it like you took an hour to do it with your grown ass, developed ass mind. And your kid
certain shit.
No, but I'm
certain
saying
shit.
But I'm saying though, you have to take that patience with your kid, nigga. You gotta be like, okay, I had to YouTube this shit, so we gotta get this shit together. You know what I'm saying?
My thing is, I ain't talking about math. I'm talking about as a parent because you all are parents.
Yeah.
So how do you not know that your child cannot read?
Because you never heard him read.
So why haven't you heard your child read? Because your child is supposed to read at least 6 to 8 hours outside of school.
Yeah, ours is 20 minutes a day.
Yeah.
And she has to read, and she reads.
See, but that's what I'm saying. You will realize that really early.
Thank you, because you read with your child,
but
right?
why is it other parents that's not realizing this shit in the 9th grade?
Not even just parents.
I'm
going to take the responsibility off the parents at this point. Because if you have a child that's in a school, they start off in this elementary school, and they stay in the same school system through elementary school, through middle school, through high school. Right. Who responsibility is it to find out that this child can't? Because you with the child from elementary school, so how do you not see that this child can't read?
Why is this kid this far along
and can't read?
Yeah. You know what I think? We don't have good bullies anymore. Because I remember back in school when a nigga couldn't read, we roasted the fuck out that nigga.
And I'm gonna keep calling on you. Yeah, I want her over there.
I want him in my circle. He gotta read.
I used to try to catch niggas bullets like that, bro. I used to be like my homeboy. I knew he couldn't read like this. So I'd be like, I got you, bro. He'd
no,
be like,
nigga.
I want that nigga.
But that's unfortunately, nigga, the teachers used to be bullies.
Yeah, they did.
You know he can't read, but we gonna make this nigga read it. We all in.
But reading ain't nothing but repetition. I
so
said
that's what you have to
a
read.
kid, like, listen, you in the 9th grade, you done got this far and you can't read. So fix it. You have time to fix it now. It's nothing but repetition. It's just like when you learn a rap song. You keep listening to the rap song.
I bet his ass knows the rap song.
Yeah, I know he do.
So go read the same Cat in the Hat book every day. Eventually, you gonna start seeing
print out the fucking rap songs, the lyrics, and get them to read that shit.
That's true too.
If you know the words, just read the words.
Yeah.
Man, my little brother struggled.
Hey, that's a good way. I give you that.
I'm a fucking genius, bro.
My little brother struggled with reading. My little brother, I was in college when he was going through this struggle. My little brother taught himself how to read. He turned the what's the subtitles? I mean what's it called?
Oh yeah, you said the right subtitles.
The subtitles
for the TV.
He turned them on, and that's how he learned how to read. So the words that he heard, he was seeing them. So that's how he learned. My little brother taught himself how to read.
That's what's up.
Watching TV and playing the game.
That's hard, bro.
Bitch ain't no idiot box now. Huh?
For real, dude. I be trying to tell him.
That's what's up, though.
Yeah, that's real shit. I like that.
Damn.
Yeah.
How old is he?
My little brother's 16 now.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it is.
He taught himself.
He got a little curriculum.
Yeah, he do. He put niggas on.
He put niggas on. Nigga, just watch the subtitles. Watch the caption, nigga.
Yeah, nigga. You know that all the lines to the goddamn movie. You can just watch that same movie, nigga.
Damn.
Yeah, that's hard. I like that.
No.
It is fucked up when kids can't read, though. I'd be shocked and appalled. When I learn you can't read.
But then you realize, nigga, it's a lot of celebrities and shit that can't really read.
It's a lot of grown people who can't read.
You start looking at niggas like outtakes and shit when they doing like interviews or they doing drops and shit like that.
Oh yeah.
Them niggas can't read worth shit. That's how they got Floyd on the Breakfast Club.
Yeah, that was
He was reading drops and he was reading that shit wrong and they just laughing at this nigga. They put that shit back. Come on, bro.
I'm all for that though.
Yeah.
I'm all for the bullying. That kind of bullying.
I agree. I agree. Bullying is super important.
Don't be putting their head in the toilet and shit like that.
See, but now we got these new age bullies where they go on the internet and
that's how they
put
bully.
crazy pictures out and
they
shit.
kill yourself. That's because it ain't one bully fucking with you. When that bully say some shit, it's gonna be 80 motherfuckers come. So now you got 81 motherfuckers fucking with
It's
you.
even worse than that. It's gonna be niggas. If it go viral, it's gonna be niggas that don't even go to your school.
That ain't
roasting
got nothing to do with you.
That's
grown motherfuckers roasting you and shit.
That's so fucked up, bro.
I tell my kids this is the softest generation I've ever saw in my life. And they be like, what? And I be like, because with y'all, the issue y'all have is when I've saw kids go to counseling because somebody talking about their mama. Somebody said, so here's the thing. I got bullied at home.
Yeah.
My 4'11" cousin, who's still 4'11" to this day, bullied me my whole life. So you know what happened when I got to school? I was prepared, trained, and ready. I said, the problem is y'all parents is not flaming y'all at home. They not cracking jokes on y'all.
I bully at home.
So they not preparing you for, because the world don't crack jokes.
Pushing them on the ground like your ass down.
I ain't gonna lie though. I like your parenting style because I'll be listening to you when you be talking to the kids and shit. And when they were real little, I used to think like, why this nigga be talking to them like they grown as fuck? Like, come on, bro.
Because the outside world not gonna talk to them like that.
But I realized over time when they got older and shit, like how they talk now, and they got the mannerisms of like they got personalities and shit at a young age. I treat my kids like not like they're grown, but you talk to them.
I talk to them like real. I don't do all that sucker shit. I'm 100% with you. I don't do all that. Nah, you know.
It's funny you say that. My best friend has a daughter. His youngest child he has a daughter, and this little girl been talking since she was like 1. I'm talking about full blown conversations. How we talking now? And I'm like, bro, like how? Like he was like, I ain't talked to her in that goo goo gaga junk. I talked to her like, and if you can't tell me in this how I'm talking right now what you want, then you just ain't gonna get it. Yeah. So he like that make you figure out like how can I communicate this to you because I can't cry for it. So I'm
my son get the wine in it. My son just turned 2. He get the wine. I don't want to hear that shit, man. That's what I said. Man, get your ass away from me with that bullshit, bro. Like that's how I talk to him. Like my son not gonna be no sucker, or he not gonna hear something that he ain't never heard before. Yeah. So it's not gonna be like, oh my God, you offended. No, nigga, hurt, fuck that shit. Like I cuss around my kids. I don't encourage my kids to cuss, and my daughter she doesn't. Like when she was going to her math thing, like my aunt, when I went to my math thing, she used to tell me this math ain't shit. That was the thing, and that's how I got over me being, not paranoid but intimidated by math. Math ain't shit. So I tell my daughter, Tootie, math ain't shit. She don't want to say it. She thinks she's gonna get in trouble. It's a bad word. I just said, say math ain't shit, nigga. She just said math ain't shit.
She got to force that shit.
She got to force it, bro. But Kenny, my 5-year-old, she go to school, kindergarten this year coming. We gonna be up that bitch every day.
She with all of it.
She with the shits, nigga. She don't play 0 games, nigga.
Yeah.
Tootie, like my oldest baby, she nice and she sweet. She likes to sing and dance. I said, Kenny? No, nigga, Kenny different, bro. Kenny different, bro. Kenny don't give a fuck. Like she told my mama this one. It was funny as hell. I was watching the YouTube, and it was like a cat on there, like meowing and shit like that. And my mom cut it off. She was like, why you cut it off? She's like, my mom was like, we don't speak cat. She was like, I speak cat. Like she know what the fuck going on, bro. Shouts out to my baby, bro. We gonna be up with that bitch every day.
Every day.
That was the thing. Like with her, we was contemplating homeschool. Like this nigga kind of bad, bro. Like, we don't know. So my wife, I was like, they tell me at the school, they're like, y'all gotta register him and shit like that for the next year. So my wife was, what you want to do, bro? She's like, let's just register him. You sure? Cause Kenny, nigga,
shit rough.
She don't give a fuck, bro.
That's funny.
She don't give a fuck. So I don't know. I'm kind of anxious to look at what this school year gonna bring us.
Interesting one coming up, huh?
Nigga. Yes, nigga. But yeah. I like my kid reading to me. I do like having more homework, even though it frustrates the fuck out of me. But I know if I don't know what the fuck going on, I'm a shitty ass nigga.
Yeah.
Like I gotta know. Like so, all you parents out there that don't know your kid retarded or some shit like that, like you a shitty ass nigga, bro. I'm just gonna be honest. Like for real.
Yeah, for real.
Like nigga,
don't know your kid retarded.
Like for real though, like your kid going through shit.
You're supposed to know. For real.
You gotta know. And I don't want to be that parent that I don't know what the fuck, or I'm surprised that this shit happened. Like I want to know. I want my daughters and my son to tell me everything.
Yeah, because my mama kept a rapport with me even when I was in high school and shit. She wouldn't up my ass about my grades and shit, but she let me know like, nigga, make sure you got your shit together. And she treated me like an adult.
Yeah.
So I didn't feel bad reporting back to her. Like if I fucked up some shit, she was like, look, we got to get some shit together. Even when I had like discipline problems and we had to come into school, she like, you let me know beforehand. We get our story together. We go up there together and get this shit out the way.
Ride or die.
But when we get home, I'm going to curry your ass out and you going to know not to do that shit no more. But we ain't got to do that in front of everybody.
Yeah.
And she made it safe for me. So anytime I had something, I went told her, report card's bad. She like, get your shit together.
Now, see, I wasn't that nigga. I was the nigga who knew the mailman. Mailman catch me before that report card hit that door.
See, because I never had a curfew, bro. See, because I had that rapport with her. She knew.
Yeah.
nigga, don't come in here in no weird ass time.
Oh, no, I ain't talking about curfew. I'm talking about the
no, but
report
what I'm
card.
saying is, like, me having that open lines of communication with her made it so she trusts me a lot more.
Oh, okay.
That open line of communication. My class just had a discussion about that the other day.
For real.
Because we was talking about, we just finished up the Bill of Rights, and we talked about knowing your rights when you get arrested and all of that, and we moved into freedom of speech. I was like, what's some areas y'all feel like y'all don't get to use y'all freedom of speech?
Yeah.
And of course, school and at home came up. And I just, I touched on something with them because I told them just my experience with growing up being raised by a black mother. As a female, everything you say to your mother, she takes as a form of disrespect.
Yeah.
And it's in most cases it's not that. It's just you giving your opinion. Yeah. So I told them at 26 years old, for the first time in my life the other day, I confronted my mother about something that, well, I ain't confronted. She said something to me and I just was like, Ma, like, you wrong. Like, this is kind of, and that's the first time I've ever done it because I've always viewed it as a form of disrespect. And I'm like, it's such a thing in our community with black mothers and their daughters. So I'm like, I'm explaining to them, like, I'm not a parent yet, but I know that's something I don't want in my parenting because it's unhealthy. Because now I'm grown and I can't communicate to my mother when she makes me upset. Yeah. When she's doing something wrong that's not fair to what I got going on, because it's going to blow up into this whole big thing. And me and my mom are two totally different people. Like, I'm calm, cool. I don't really do the arguing thing. My mom is with all of it. Like, she going
and see,
from
that's
0
the thing,
to
I think
100.
For us, like, for men, it's our dads is the ones we look at like that. We butt heads with normally because me and my dad, we, like, growing up, he was a authoritative person. He wasn't the person that I go to for anything, but I knew he had us like straight for as far as financially. Right. But my mom is the person I confide in, and I see as I got older, the relationships that I have with both of those people, it predicated on that relationship starting off. So like me and my dad are more like friends, and my mom is still a person that I'll call if I need advice on something or anything like that. So keeping those lines of communication open with your kids is vital when they're young.
Super.
You know what I'm saying? So that might be something that parents want to look into.
That's why I talk real.
It play a role in your communication in other areas too. Like, because of that, I don't like conflict. Like, conflict is not, to me, it's all bad. Like, I have all mental history of conflict being a bad thing. So when I get into a relationship, I don't like to argue. Because I think it leads to conflict. But arguing is a part of a healthy relationship. If you can't express your feelings, everything is so tied together when it comes to what your parents supposed to, you know what I'm saying, the relationship and things they supposed to instill in you. So talking to them about that, I gave them my view. Like, listen, I know y'all dealing with it with y'all parent, and I'm giving it to y'all because y'all know I'm still in my mama house, so I still, you know what I'm saying, I still deal with it. So I'm like, the thing with this is, if you see it, it's a character flaw because you're gonna grow up and you're gonna have issues with communicating how you feel because you've had to suppress those feelings with your parent. So I'm like, you see it, know it's wrong. Don't move out into this world and think it's okay for you to still be suppressing how you feel about something because you view it as a thing of disrespect. Or like me, I just don't like conflict, so I try to avoid it at all costs, and that is really a horrible thing.
I think that was interesting what you said, though, that women have that relationship with their mothers like that, because I never really looked at it like that's the same type of relationship most niggas have with their fathers. Like, they can't really tell them about shit. It's always like a fear or disappointment. A lot of the times, you know what I'm saying, like that for a lot of dudes who had their father in their life. You get what I'm saying?
I mean, my pops wasn't there. Yeah. But we developed a friendship. Yeah. Because we developed a friendship, that father-son dynamic does not exist. So I pretty much don't give a fuck what I say to him.
See, but what I'm saying is the reason that y'all have, like, y'all on the house like that is because that's that person you probably would have butted heads with. Because, like, even if you wanted, like, if you was a kid that wanted that relationship with your father, when you got closer to him, even to have a friendship, you would have, like, clutched on to it, like, oh, that's my dad. But you looking at it like, that's my homie, because you already know the type of nigga he is like, if he just try to tell me something just thinking, like, just because I'm his son, like, we gonna butt heads.
I'm not gonna listen to it anyway.
Exactly. You get what I'm saying? So that's the reason that relationship is estranged.
I don't have that dynamic with
and
any
that's
of my
what,
parents.
like, that's the relationship I have with my dad. And me and my dad are like, he think I'm like his best friend in the world or something. But
that's weird.
It's because we didn't have that father-daughter relationship growing up. So now as we've mended our relationship over the past 4 or 5 years, like completely mended it.
Right.
So now our relationship is like it is like I've talked to my dad like how many people are okay with telling your dad like, oh yeah, I'm a virgin. Like I talk to my dad about dudes that I'm talking to, so that's really like my homie now. One, because my daddy is an interesting character when it comes to me to women, so I like just getting his insight anyway because he's a dude and he him. Nah, I ain't gonna call my pop.
Put him out there like that.
That's why I said
my pop is what he is.
It was just weird for me and my dad because my dad was always there as a like shadow, still being there and all that shit.
I said a shadow.
I said a shadow because he always loomed around, but he always had his own shit going on.
Yeah.
But it's just like it's interesting how our relationship developed like that. That shit weird now that I feel more comfortable with him being like this than being an authoritative person in my life. I kind of like that relationship better.
That's what's up. But so the moral of that is, make sure your motherfucking kids ain't retarded, man. Like y'all got to get down to
Pay
get
attention
down
to your kids.
God damn, man. You got a motherfucking teacher right here telling you that your kids is bad than a motherfucker. And they come to class with their motherfucking breath stinking, so make sure they brush their teeth in the fucking morning.
It makes the job so much easier.
Don't get them up
man.
at 6:30 when they got to be to school at 7.
Man.
Don't get them up at 6:30 and you got to be to work at 7 because you don't know what the fuck going on after you leave the house.
Because now they breath tart. They ain't putting on deodorant. No, it's just bad.
Niggas that ate some Captain Crunch and breath smelling like a whole batch of
Wake
old
their ass up and walk them into the shower. That's what you do before you even leave the house. Get your ass up and get in the shower, nigga. And then when I hear that shower, shh, I'm out the door.
Right.
With the going back to the after school programs, I think another thing that's super important for these kids is just life skills, like having a situation where a child could, like right now I'm teaching societal issues, and like I was telling y'all earlier, they kind of give me the opportunity to rebuild the class. So I took a portion of the class that's going to be like 3 weeks where we're just talking about financial literacy, like talking about student loans, just talking about loans in general, home mortgages, talking about how to purchase land, like stuff that you're gonna actually use. That's more appealing to kids than algebra.
I thought it was dope that y'all the program that y'all set up where y'all kind of like suggest schools for kids and stuff. Like Amanda was telling me like how y'all like kind of like see what type of shit they want to be in and then kind of gear them in the right direction or steer them. I thought that was dope as hell.
Yeah, I did.
And showing them how to fill out the applications because I thought that was a hard part. Like even when I started getting them in 12th grade and shit, I ain't know what to do with it. Yeah, like we didn't have a class to teach us that shit. And I was looking at this shit. My mama didn't know about this shit because she didn't go to college. So I'm like, nigga, I don't know what the fuck to do with it. And that's probably why I didn't go.
Yeah,
you know
I did. I'm doing that with 11th grade this year too. Like they'll fill out a mock application. They'll fill out a mock FAFSA, and all, just so they can see the documents. So when they come around senior year and it's time for them to do it, it's not.
I did this.
But I did a program called Pathway this year. I started off this year with it. And it stemmed from me going through my recruiting process and when I got ready to go to college, and I pretty much went through it because, like you said, I'm a first-generation college student, so my mom didn't go to college, my dad, my grandma, nobody, so I'm really going through this on my own, and I'm falling, making mistakes, and I went through the recruiting process twice, and the first time I didn't do good with it, so the second time I saw the things that needed to be done, so with not only our athletes, with our regular students just going through, and I got about 50 kids FAFSAs done before it was even time for FAFSAs. Like our school does them together. Yeah. I got about 50 kids out. Our senior class is only like 90 something kids. So I got 50 of them. They FAFSAs was done before they even got to the counselor. So just getting them the visual of it before they even get to the actual situation. It is filling out college applications is stressful and it's intimidating.
Yeah.
Because a lot of kids don't even think they good enough really to even go to college.
Right.
And I explained to them, like, a lot of kids who don't thrive in high school might thrive in college. Because you're not sitting in a class for 8 hours. You're not sitting in school all day. It's
doing
broke up.
independent learning.
Yeah, it's very broke up. It's very independent. And it's not so much of a all day thing. Like, you in there for maybe 4 hours at the max if you got 2 classes in one day.
Mm-hmm.
So I just trying to get them. I get them my stories of college of when I was, you know what I'm saying, turning up with my teammates and I got drunk and I did this, and my lessons that I learned from hanging out with teammates, and I get them all of that. Like, I don't just get them the school part, because it's more to that than. It's other stuff that might can affect your classroom stuff. So you need to know how that's gonna happen too. Cause
and see, I think it's important to show that contrast to them, because a lot of people just like shove shit and like information in their face and they don't receive it. But to see like, okay, if I go turn up because that's what I want to go to college for, and I hear a story where it don't turn out good because I'm not focusing on the shit I need to, then it kind of like it'll be in the back of my mind. Even though if I don't take that advice like right then and there, it's in the back of my mind and I know where it can go.
Right.
So just having that information is power.
I had a student, my seniors from last year, one of my dudes, shout out to Jalen Branch. He is a DB at Grand Valley right now. Okay. And he's on a football scholarship, and he's a great kid in high school, like all of that, right? So I told him, listen, your freshman year of college on campus, it's about to be mad real. You're a football player. People automatically gonna gravitate to you because you're an athlete. You got a great personality, like all that. I said, listen, you are going to turn up this year. But that's fine, as long as your grades don't fall. And he ended up redshirting this year, so I ended up having to reiterate the conversation later on. Like, listen, this is important because I'm his friend on Snap, so I see him turning up. Yeah. Like, every other day he turning up. So when I call, like, all right, what your grades looking like? And it's grades straight. So I'm like, listen, this is important because you redshirting this year. Mm-hmm. So that means when you come in next year, your grades already, you're going to have a year under your belt already. Yeah. So you eligible as far as your grades. So you don't want to come in, you already behind because you done set out for a year on the field. Mm-hmm. So you don't want to come in behind on that and then you down on your grades. That's going to make it harder for you to get on the field. Right, if you done handled your business in the classroom, now you just got to grind that out on the field. That's going to make the coach want to, like, all right, he doing what I'm asking him to do regardless of whether he playing or not. So I had that talk with him and he doing great. Like, I'm talking about grades great. He turning up every weekend, every year, but he doing what he's supposed to do. So just seeing both sides, man, a lot of kids like can resonate to that. Like I'm not the teacher who's gonna tell you like college study. Like, nah, that ain't. College is fun. Like that's some of the funnest 5 years I had in my life. Like, but I handled my business at the same time. So you just make sure you're doing both. Like, you can't just... That's what's up.
I definitely commend you for taking your time out to mold the kids and shit like that. Especially giving them the info that you're giving them and shit.
I appreciate it.
And, like, going that extra mile.
Yeah, for real.
That extra mile. Like, I don't have to call you. Once you out of my school, I don't have to call you. Yeah. But the fact that you're doing that extra mile, it's commendable.
Yeah, it is.
Honestly. I appreciate it. It's one kid. Last year, I had... I shot a me and Amanda, we did kind of a sit down. I took my cousin and his homeboys when we was in high school. These was like the thoughts of the school. Like, they was the poppin' niggas in school. Okay. And they was the little whores in school, but they were star athletes, like, right? So I watched them from that to now they all graduated from college, business owners, like, just great, right? Yeah. Just great young dudes. They all in relationships, like, all very good dudes, right? So I watched this transformation, and I got kids who, we have this class called Transition in our class, in our school, and this is pretty much the room where I say where these the kids that they don't really expect to graduate, and they kind of just throwing them in the room. Right. And I took 4 of the kids out of there, and I set them down and just let them talk to them. Mm. So out of the 4, it was supposed to be a 5th kid, and his name was Calvin Pratt, KP. And I still, to this day, like, I have his mom's number. I don't have his number. But I shoot a text, like, can you just tell KP to call? Like, he's one of them dudes who, I had an argument with him my first month there. We had an argument because he was explaining to me the time that he's wasting in school, that plus the time that he's selling drugs on the street. If he took the 8 hours that he's in school, the money he gave me, like a whole, I'm talking about math off the top of his head. Like, I'm making this much money, spending this many hours selling this. So if I take the 8 hours that I'm sitting in school and I add it to that, how much money you think I'm gonna make, Coach Shane? I'm gonna make da-da-da. Like, he had a whole argument with me about why he was wasting time sitting in school pretty much. And I ain't gonna lie to you, I was sitting there like,
he making some compelling ass
but
points.
I couldn't lose my heart wouldn't let me lose the argument, because if I lose the argument, I'm gonna lose the kid.
Yeah.
So I'm like, dude, that's fine. That's all fine and dandy, but is it worth the risk? The risk is your life.
Facts.
Yeah.
That's whether that's your freedom or your actual livelihood.
Right.
So is it worth that risk? And after, like, we kind of went back and forth, but after that argument, I wouldn't let him go. Like, he became like my baby. Like, I couldn't let him go. But he ended up getting kicked out of the school. I had surgery around this time. I had nose surgery. When I came back to school, he had got kicked out of school for fighting. Like, completely done. Like, he can't come back to the school. And still to this day, like, I shoot his mom and text, like, can you just tell KP to call me? Like, I just want to make sure, because he was one, like I said, that's the argument we had. So I know what, you know what I'm saying, what his mentality is. Yeah. But he was so freaking smart. Like, he's so smart. So I'm like, dog, like, I call, like, hey, what's going on? You all right? Like, yeah, last time I talked to him, he was talking about doing Job Corps. I'm like, all right, well, you know, if you need me for anything, make a resume, whatever, like, I'm here. Like, but that's what I come from. Like, my 3rd and 4th grade teachers, I still have their numbers in my phone. My 4th and 5th grade teacher, if I call them right now, like, hey, I'm coming over. Like, all right, what you want to eat? Like, that's the relationship I still have with my teachers from that young, even my high school teachers. So that's what I come from. So I don't know how to be nothing other than what I come from.
Yeah, we need more teachers like that.
Yeah, we definitely
That'd be dope. That's dope as hell.
That would make the Detroit system
Our system is fucked right now, nigga.
flourish. But I'm saying, like, that's what we had. We had those teachers that
They gave a fuck.
Yeah.
They gave a fuck. I got your mom's number. I'll call her right now.
What?
Yeah.
I told my students a story the other day. My 3rd grade teacher, her name is Miss Odom. She, my mom would cuss me out every morning on the way to school. I'm talking about lay into me. I don't even remember what it used to be about. It could be I lost the top on the toothpaste. I'm getting cussed out the whole way to school. And I've always been like a sensitive kid. Like, my mom is very turned up. My dad is real calm and sensitive. So I get my emotions from my dad. Like, I'm super emotional. So my mama could raise her voice at me and I'd cry. Like, so she would cuss me out the whole way to school. Every morning I come into class so upset. Like, I couldn't, first 10, 15 minutes of class, I can't focus because I'm still mad at what she said to me in the car. Man, my teacher was like, she called my mama like, listen, whatever you fussing at this girl about on the way to school, stop. It can wait till later on in the day because she coming into school and she can't focus because you fussing the whole, my mama ain't cuss me out no more on the way to school. It waited till like 3
but that's real shit because that's a teacher that took the time to know her students. You know what I'm saying? To be able to notice, I need to talk or intervene. So that's dope.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. I think we...
Yeah, we good. We
good.
2 hours strong. Yes, sir.
I just knew this episode was going to be less than that, but...
I thought it was too, but we made a good one out of this one.
Hell
Yeah.
Well, this has been another episode of Wordplay the Podcast, and I'm high. But I'm the host, Dre Parker.
And I'm the other host, Big J.
I'm Shantanique Tober.
Yeah.
That's your Instagram?
No, my Instagram is talk2him_Shan.
There you go.
There you go.
We're going to put it up there anyway.
Yeah. Episode 63.
We done, y'all.
We out.
What you mean? This wordplay. This ain't to make friends.